Warning. You are entering Open Lines Friday. For today anything goes. Thank you for your cooperation.
Listos pelos chingazos. Listos pelos chingazos.
I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
All right, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. All right, so it's Friday, so you know how it works. Open lines. Anybody can join. Everybody should join. I forgot to post the link in the description. The link is in the chat. So there you go. Feel free, Mr. BDA, if you're listening, you can jump in, I guess. But yeah, apparently the fight is official, and this time I mean official. It's happening. It's fucking happening. Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. All right, so this is no rumor. This is not a rumor that maybe. No, it's happening. It's fucking happening. It's happening. That meme. It's happening. So that's great.
Are you
news.
sure about that?
Yes.
First of all, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Are you sure, man? I mean, this is the third time they've announced the fight.
Sports. CBS
What's that?
Sports. CBS Sports says the first super fight of 2023 is officially signed. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis have signed terms and will meet on April the 22nd in Las Vegas. The
Now,
venue is
keep
still
in
to be
mind,
determined.
Keep in mind, I'm not asking the question because I want to be the contrarian. The guy that has nothing to add other than being the contrarian. But somebody did post. Michael Benson said fight announced, but then somebody on the Discord posted. I think it was Phil Baroni. He posted a tweet from Benson from earlier this year where they was saying that Spence versus Crawford was going to be made in February. So I don't know, man. It's until I see them in a press conference together, and even then, I won't be quite convinced that the fight. But listen, if they're saying it for the third time, they can't be digging themselves this big a hole, can they?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If it's like if it's not happening and they're announcing it again, then sorry, that'd be fucking stupid. Guys in the chat, if you think the fight's happening, press 1. If you don't think it's happening, press 2. I want to see how many people believe this.
I'm going to create a poll to make it more. More professional, more corporate.
More professional,
like this,
more corporate. Yeah. Salute to everybody in the chat. Proud Paisa, Wayne Fitness, Virtuoso, Skull Kid, Alfredo Contreras. Who else do we have here? Fluffy Toaster 89. Guys, welcome to the show. Bernard. So yeah, do you guys think it's happening? We're gonna have a vote. Mr. BDA just set a poll. Just created a poll. Is the Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta?
By the way, somebody.
Go ahead.
Right away, somebody voted no.
Jesus.
Well, it's changing.
Here.
It's changing. We'll check it in 5 minutes.
I'm gonna vote. Jesus, the no is winning by. Oh god, this is bullshit. Okay, we only have 5 votes.
I'm telling you, people have become cynical, and with good reason. I mean, these promoters, they jack us off, man, and then they leave us hanging with blue balls. They don't even finish us. It's a ruined orgasm is what it is, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Interesting way of putting it there.
No, but seriously, Pucho, let's see them in the ring first, and then we can talk. I mean, let's see them a week away from fight night after having done multiple press conferences. Then we'll know if it's serious. Until then, man, a coked up Oscar De La Hoya announcing on Twitter. I don't know what to
make of the way of this, because they were saying that there was a rematch clause that was the issue. Apparently, that was resolved. So I just don't see anything else that's in the way, though. And let me check the news again.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. That's a good point. The fact that they went through all these issues, it's indicative of maybe. But you know what it is? A lot of people, myself included, are being cynical because we don't want to have to go through the whole thing of, it's going to happen, and then it doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. But look, listen, we want these fights to happen. Everybody wants to see these big fights happen.
Boxing scene is announcing it.
Well, that's good news, man. That's I'm gaining a little more confidence with every minute. By the way, people in the chat, like Wayne Fitness says, something will see. He believes that even if they do sign it, something's going to happen that's gonna prevent the fight from occurring. Could it be Ryan Garcia having a mental breakdown? Could it be Gervonta Davis getting to yet another legal conundrum? Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens, man.
I'd like to play a tweet from. Well, it's a video of Oscar announcing the fight, so I'm gonna play it. You might not hear you're not gonna hear it, BDA, because I am. Right. Okay, so hold on. Let me just go here. There we go. I'm gonna play it for everybody on YouTube.
After 8 months, I made this happen. Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, done deal. This is what you wanted. This is what you're gonna get. Davis, done deal. Done deal. Done deal.
All right. So
this is what you're gonna get.
He's saying done deal, man. I sent you the video, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it earlier.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said I coked up De La Hoya saying that it's announced.
Oh, okay. I thought you read something about him. No, yeah. The video says it all, people.
I tell you what, though. Whether we get this fight or not, 2023 has gotten off to a good start, man. I mean, look, we had what's his name, Liam Smith knocking out Eubank. That was an upset right there. Then we had Yardy versus Beterbiev. It was a better fight than most people expected. Oshaki Foster defeated Ray Vargas. That's an upset. Everybody loves upsets, even though the fight was lackluster. But even it's an upset, so it's an event. And we had Hovhannissian versus Luis Neri. Some people calling it fight of the year contender. Whether it was or wasn't, it was a heck of a fight. So I'm telling you, man, now they're announcing, look, they're saying Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor. That's going to be an interesting fight right there. That's a quality fight. Teofimo Lopez, at least on paper, is 2-0 since losing to Kambosos. Mm-hmm. What other fight has been announced, Bucho? There was another fight that people... Berlanga, you know, I don't know if you heard it. They're saying they're going to put him in with Daniel Jacobs. Now, granted, Jacobs hasn't looked all that hot in the last couple of fights. I mean, losing to Ryder, and then before that, a horrible showing against Rosado. But I meant that 2023 so far is shaping up to be have a better start than 2022.
Yeah, that's good, man. It's about time, because was it 2021 or 2022 that was super slow? Slow.
2022 was the one that was.
Yeah. Anyways, it's shaping up to be a good year.
Had a bunch of upsets.
Shaping up to be a good year. We're getting some interesting fights. If we get Fury versus Usyk, I mean, Jesus, that'd be fucking great.
Butcher, by the way, when you send the invite, are you sending the invite from the Discord or from the room? The link for the room.
You know,
because you send the Discord for the Discord. You send the link for the Discord, so then people jump on the Discord and they go, "Well, how do I join? How do I join the conversation?" So just send the one that's.
All right. No, that's the wrong one, people. I'm posting a new link. Posting a few. Okay. Jesus.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm saying, if you're on Discord, you're in the room, right? Right. The one that says general.
Yeah.
If you go to the create invite.
No, I'm sending the one that's on the general. It's the same link. They're gonna join this server.
All right. Whatever.
The Friday
server. It ends with different letters for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's the same shit.
Okay. But you listen. 2021, at least it started off with a lot of upsets, and it ended with a lot of upsets as well. Here, 2022, it was good. There was a lot of surprises, but there was not the same quantity of surprises that we had in 2021. So far, right off the bat, boom, we had a lot of surprises, and we're getting a lot of good fights made, or at least like listen, even if Usyk, because they said that Usyk Fury they're working on it. Even they said even they're working on Beterbiev Bivol, believe it or not. That's what they're working on. They begun negotiations. So even if all those 4 fights, like Inoue Fulton, Usyk Fury, what's the other one? Lomachenko Haney, this one, Tank Garcia. Even if only half of them happen, that's already very good right there, man. Better than average for any other year.
Yeah, those are great fights, and if only half of them happen, still it's looking pretty good, pretty good. All right, we have Major Tom here. Major, do you believe this fight's happening? Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia?
Yes, it's gonna happen.
All right, it's about time. I mean, I think it's happening, and they wouldn't just be saying this now. It's not a rumor. They're always fucking saying it's done. Why would he say it's not done if it's done? Like, it doesn't make fucking sense.
They said it was done in December as well.
The lawyer never said it was done. Did he say it was done before?
Yeah, he tweeted it. Right. Both sides had tweeted that in December, I believe. Remember, we did a show about it.
Yeah, but I don't remember who said what. Like,
all sides were saying, both sides, the Tank Davis and Garcia side, they were saying, yeah, the fight's signed. I mean, not signed, but it's official. Everything's been agreed to.
Well, now it says signed. I think before they said, oh, it's done in the sense that the contract's done, but or whatever. I don't know, man. It looks like it's done. To be honest,
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what.
Man.
Looking at
fucking feel it.
I'm looking at the poll here. 62% say yes. 38%, well, 37 now, say no. So the yes people are pretty, they outnumber the no.
There you go. It's happening, man. It's happening. It's time to, I know it's hard to believe, but it's time to accept that it's happening. You know, it took a long time. Okay, I can hear somebody taking a piss or something.
Yeah, man, what the fuck? You're going to have to kick this guy out, man. But what was I going to say? It says Showtime, by the way.
Yeah.
It's going to happen on Showtime, which, I mean, I don't know, man. It's how long? Like, we just saw the big news that Ruiz is leaving. Fulton said, Al Heyman gave me permission, which means everybody's on a tight leash over there. Wilder's probably not going to fight on PBC anymore, although he says we're still in amicable terms, meaning he probably still has a contract with Heyman, still owes him 15% or 20% based off everything he does. So, I mean, again, it's just every other week there's a new event that lets you know the PBC is on shaky legs, at least in the way that it exists now in its current permutation. And yet people still refuse to believe that they're on their last legs and that they're going to have to transition to another state. What do you think about that, Bucho? What needs to happen for some of these people to accept that the PBC was always a house of cards that was about to fall?
Well, it just has to disappear, basically. For them, that's when reality is going to hit, when it actually happens. Because it hasn't happened yet. The BBC still exists. So for them, it's going to have to be the complete dissolution of that company. It has to just disappear. And even then, they might not even fucking accept that reality. They might be like, no, it's going to come back or something. Because they're so attached to the BBC. But we know that it's slowly disappearing. Right? These fighters are leaving. And thank God for that. It was a shitty project. I mean, it was a shitty project. It was an ambitious project back in 2015. Being on network television. I actually supported them because they were going to have fights on network television. I was like, this is great because it's going to have a wider audience. And it might actually help grow the sport, but they fucked it up. They gave us shitty fights on network television, and they just splashed money around. They did, and yeah, they basically didn't help boxing at all. So now they deserve what they're gonna get.
Yeah, but it's interesting though because you said that people are gonna try to spin it. I think that's what's gonna be the spin. The spin is gonna be, look at how many great fights they put on. Yeah, they're gonna point to, like, say, Thurman versus Porter, Spence versus Porter, Wilder Fury. But they're not going to understand that, first of all, Wilder Fury, the second one only happened. The third one happened on ESPN. And every other big fight that they had was done sporadically. By the way, Spence versus Porter was pay-per-view. So more than half of their big fights were pay-per-view, meaning you had to pay for them. And the other ones, for every good fight you had 5 mismatches. So, I mean, as far as promotional entities, they went a good long way with the hedge fund they had, or I mean the work offer they had, and other promotional entities have certainly not lasted as long as the PBC. But ultimately, it was bad. It was bad for boxing. But anyway, listen, I don't want to talk too much about that.
Again, getting to the PBC, let's just hope that it just goes away. It has to go away.
It's just
better for boxing. There should be only 2 networks that show boxing, that are into boxing. I believe that there should be. All right,
that's right. Every other week.
Who's making that noise?
That's Major Tom. Major Tom, you need to mute your mic if you're not going to be talking, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise. Anyway, there should be 2 organizations: The Zone and ESPN. That's it.
Well, can I? You know what? Listen, yeah, that's a given right now. The PBC was doing too much damage to boxing, and it's good riddance. We say every other week something new happens, so we'll just wait till next week to see who jumps ship from the PBC. Yeah. In terms of the Garcia versus the Davis fight, let me tell you something right off the bat there, Bucho. Garcia, here's what he has to keep in mind when he steps in the ring with Davis, if he steps in the ring with Davis. Mm-hmm. Here's what he needs to keep in mind. You're not going to land big shots early. If Tank Davis's recent fights are any indication of how he's going to fight Garcia, that means he's going to be going on the defensive early on. And Davis is a short guy, much shorter than Garcia. And he makes himself even shorter when he's on the defensive, where he changes levels. So it's going to be very hard for Garcia to hit him with one big shot. Garcia's going to have to be conscious of this. When you go in there, don't try to overwork it. Straight rights, quick rights, jabs, that's it. Just touch the guy. Touch. He doesn't need to be going big. If he's going to go big, go big to the body, which is going to be risky because he's a much taller guy and he leaves his chin open. But other than that, just touch Tank Davis, because Tank Davis, when he tries to counter, he does it with one shot at a time. That's it. So if Garcia is a taller guy and he's able to probe him and step back, he's going to be able to make Davis miss those single counter shots. That's going to frustrate Davis too. In other words, what I'm trying to get at is who's going to get frustrated first, or who's going to get more frustrated easier. And Ryan Garcia has never been in there with a guy that's as defensively solid as Tank Davis. So he's going to have to be cautious. Just tap. Don't go for anything big right off the bat.
Yeah. I think this fight's going to happen. And if it does, it'll make probably April the best month in boxing in a long time.
What do we have in April?
What else is going on?
Kenshiro Taraji versus Jonathan Gonzalez. Sebastian Formella is going to be fighting again. A lot of guys are fighting. Shakur is going to have his first fight at lightweight. And April 8th has a whole bunch of fights. I forgot who else is fighting April 8th. March is pretty solid too.
Wouldn't the April also supposedly be the date for Inoue versus Fulton?
No, they say it's going to be May. That's the supposed date, May 23rd.
Oh, okay. But it's close enough, right?
Yeah. But April and March are really looking really strong this year.
Hey man, just take off Shakur Stevenson, and that's the perfect month right there, man. I mean, I'm just saying. Come on.
Yeah, Ramirez. Yeah. April 1st, Ramirez versus Dogboy.
Right.
Joshua versus Franklin, same day. April the 1st. April the 8th, Shakur Stevenson makes the WBC lightweight. Well, he challenges for the WBC lightweight. Oh, no, he's a title eliminator, of course.
Yeah.
Against the Japanese guy.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. Yeah, Kenshiro Teraji versus Jonathan Gonzalez, like you said. Who else do we have? That's April the 8th. Bam Rodriguez, Christian Gonzalez, the Zone. Joe Joyce against Sang, April the 15th. April the 22nd, Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. ESPN already added it to their schedule. April the 22nd, people. Las Vegas Showtime pay-per-view.
Wait, isn't there the Sebastian Fundora fight on there? You don't see it?
Oh yeah, sorry. April the 8th in California. Sebastian Fundora versus Brian Mendoza. There you go.
And they have Igis Kabalashis and that Butayev guy on the co-main.
Oh, I don't see it here, but all right, that's good.
Yeah, that's a very good fight.
You're right. April looks like an amazing month, people. Holy shit.
That's what we were talking about earlier in the year. Remember when there wasn't that much being worked on and said, let's wait till April. Let's wait till April.
Boxing never gets it right on the beginning of the year, really. January is always dry, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You think about it, the Garcia Tank Davis fight is in a month. It's in a month. This is one of these fights where they announce them and you gotta wait 2-3 months, maybe. It's happening.
Well, it's over a little bit of a month, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they got.
I'm
we still have
confused. You still have March. Oh fuck! You know what? You know why I'm thinking like this? Because I want winter to be fucking over here. I'm always like, oh yeah, fuck.
Come on, man.
There's still March. There's March.
Yep.
God damn it! I'm losing my mind here. All right.
No, that's good. That's good. That means they're gonna have time to promote it.
2 months. All right.
They're gonna have time to promote it. You know, I wonder when they're gonna do the press conference. Probably maybe 2 weeks from now. Or they're gonna do two. They do. I think they do 2 press conferences for Gervonta's fights. They do one just a little bit outside, and they do one that's closer to the fight. I think, the one that's on the week of the fight.
Yeah, that's what they did with Romero.
So what's up with March?
They did one in the big, like one a couple way before, and then one the week of the fight, I think. And then that's when they.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We have Figueroa Maxayo in March.
Yep. Another good fight I'm looking forward to.
We have... No, this sucks.
I just wish that, the light heavyweights, I wish they would fight better opposition, Those guys, outside of Bivol and Bertervia, those are the only guys that are really fighting people. Everybody else is like kind of just trying to get to fighting lower opposition, trying to get to mandatory spots.
Yeah.
Ramirez should be fighting Callum Smith.
Nah, he took a loss, bro. He's trying to build back up. There's really no big name that can make the money they want. The only name around those divisions is Canelo, from 160 to 175. Just like 135, 140. It's Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis are the names. That's how boxing works.
Shit, but I take something better than Rosado. I want at least somebody close to a light heavyweight. Lyndon Arthur or something. Throw me something. Don't throw me Rosado.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that is Rosado took it. I mean, that's his fault.
Well, that guy will take anything.
I mean, they're probably giving him a meal. I wouldn't be surprised if he's getting close to something like that.
Well, I mean, at this point in his career, why not take it? And,
hopefully, he's getting a meal.
I hope he's getting a lot of money.
But he has to. There's no way he takes that unless they're giving him a good sized chunk of change. Who announced it?
I think hopefully it can take place next week, and then so people can really see it, so that everybody like, oh wow, it's really happening. Because if you tweet it, people are more skeptic towards tweets now, because Tank deletes all his tweets anyways.
Well, I think what will make people believers is the actual tickets go on sale, but they're waiting on the venue. That's the last thing. They want the Legion Stadium, and Oscar he did a tweet, and he's in Vegas right now. So he's
stream as well, Frank. You're stinking up this stream as well.
Oh, here come the Benavides snob gobbler. You have sesame, bro. Get over it.
Are you guys paying too much attention to Frank? I hope, are you guys? It's good for a bit of. It's good for a bit of entertainment, but don't worry about him.
You're obsessed with me, bro. I don't even know who you are. I just heard you're a Benavides snob gobbler.
It's a stalker.
Well, anyway, so what venue they looking for?
They want to do the Allegiant Stadium, the Raiders' home.
Oh man.
So they want to. it's between the MGM, T-Mobile, and Allegiant Stadium, but the front runner is Allegiant Stadium, the Raiders. That's a stadium. So we're talking 60, 70,000 seats, press row. It'd be massive.
Damn, that's dope. Hopefully they get a good undercard on there. I think Pitbull is going to be on there. I think Pitbull is going to be the co-main. They probably
I don't care about no undercard for that, dude. I mean, honestly, dude, only hardcores like really care about shit like that, but in reality, nobody cares about.
You're saying it's one of those fights that's so big that fuck the undercard.
Yeah, I mean, when Oscar fought, they never put on good undercards. The only one time I remember was when Danny Garcia fought Lucas Matisse. That was like the most stacked card we ever seen.
That's a bad thing. You've been conditioned to just accept one big fight.
Oh, here we go, bro.
And pay a whole lot of money. This is the thing with these boxing fans today. You're satisfied with just a little bit.
Bro, go scream at the kids on your lawn, bro.
Well, hold on.
What are you crying about?
Wait, hold on. Let me say this. I think Mirage has a point. We've been conditioned to take a little bit less than we deserve. I wouldn't mind having great card, a great main event, and some great undercards as well. Yeah. I would love that.
Frank's got low standards, like probably in every avenue of his life.
No, I'm just a realist,
I'm not surprised. He'll take what he can get.
This is a super fight.
Oh, it's a super fight, is it? Is it a super fight? Is it? Why?
It is.
How many titles do they have? How many titles do they have again?
Oh, come on. Okay, come on now. No, Mirage. Now you're fucking. No, you're not making any fucking sense.
Fight.
Are we substituting titles with Instagram followers now? Is that the new standard, Frank?
I'm not, but I'm saying it has crossover appeal. I'm saying it's a crossover fight.
And they're talent. It's not like they're bumps. They're not bumps. This is Tommy Fury, Jake Paul, or some bullshit like that. I mean, these are both professional. Yeah. Yes, there's no titles involved. I agree, no titles involved. But still, these are popular boxers, and
it's a big fight. But let's not
former champion.
Yeah, but let's not compare it to legitimate super fights, which we know what super fights are. Like
it is a super
Pacquiao,
fight.
Floyd.
That's where you're wrong.
De La Hoya.
No, we're not saying it's Pacquiao Floyd. I mean,
wait, Manny didn't have
super fights. That's the standard.
Didn't have a belt, and he got knocked out, so that can't be a super fight according to Mirage's standard.
No, you're wrong. Actually, Manny did have a belt. He had he beat.
They always had a belt. Yeah, but even then,
he beat him for the WBO.
Pacquiao got knocked out.
No, you're wrong. But that wasn't for a belt.
He got knocked out, and after he got knocked out, he fought Floyd Jr.
No, you're wrong. Timothy Bradley. You can look it up. Look it up right now. You can look it up. That's why he was supposed to fight Keith Thurman, but he got out of it because the fight with Manny Pacquiao was a unification.
Keith Thurman had the WBC.
No, you're not listening.
I am listening.
Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather had the WBA, and what's his name? Keith was the mandatory for that belt. And then to get out of that fight, he fought Manny Pacquiao, which was a unification because he beat Timothy Bradley to get his belt back, and that's how he got the fight. That's how we got Mayweather versus Pacquiao.
You don't necessarily even need a belt if they're legends, if they're established legends, great fighters. These guys aren't even that. So sure, it's good for sort of entertainment in terms of publicity, but only like a Gen Z, like Frank, boxing. He'll get a hard on over this. Oh, it's a super fight, one of the biggest fights of all time.
Bro, you're not a fan of boxing.
That's kids these days. That's kids these days. You can't take it seriously.
It's a unique.
Wait. Let's just say that neither of the both fighters have actually been proven so it to be an actual super fight. It's only being called a super fight because a lot of fucking weirdos say that Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing when he's not, and because Ryan Garcia has 8 million followers. But if that was out of the way, like, you wouldn't consider this a super fight. I mean, like you said, there's no belts, there's no big legacy.
There's no legacy.
This is the first real true test for both fighters.
Then why are people? Why is everybody paying attention?
Because this is the best they can get. They're desperate for a big fight, and this is because the rest of the sport's not delivering.
Look, man,
this is as good as it gets now.
Okay, and you can call McDonald's shit food, but they're everywhere. Then you can't deny the power of McDonald's. This is what it is. You're just being a hater. If you hate this fight, you're not a fan of boxing.
Oh, where did I say I hate this fight?
I
This is one
never
of your
said I hate
strawmen,
the
Frank.
fight, but I'm just
You're
saying
a
that
slippery.
it's not like.
I told you.
But you're trying to say it's not a
slippery,
super
wormy
fight.
motherfucker
There's
as usual.
there was no belts. Bro, you're living in the past. You're living 30, 40 years ago. This is 2023. This is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Instagram matters. TikTok matters. We want to say, oh, it doesn't matter.
Matters.
Oh, my
Here we
God.
go. You heard it
I wouldn't
first.
say Instagram
Boxing
matters,
with
but
Frank Bay, TikTok matters.
That's just jumping
Bro.
into the bandwagon of nowadays.
It's not a
That's not a good
bandwagon.
argument. That's
It's
just
just
a bullshit
reality.
argument. That's
You're a
trash.
sellout, Frank.
Yeah, that's
You're
why
just
they're-
a
they're-
sellout,
they're
motherfucker.
fans.
You're a
They're not real
sellout. That's what you
Where
are.
are you on the
That's why I
internet
don't like
right now? Where the fuck are you? Are you on the internet or reading Re
We're
magazine
on
at home
TikTok, bro.
30 years ago?
We're on TikTok.
Because you're living in the past, bro.
For what we're
By the
doing.
way,
TikTok is
Hold
not-
on.
You guys are
Let's
living
hear
in the
another
past.
point of. Let's get another point of view. Mirage.
By the way, this is how
Anyways,
stupid.
they're gonna ban TikTok in 3
By the
fucking
way,
years.
by the way, this is how stupid Mirage is, because a couple of weeks ago he was adamant that Benavidez' plan was the big fight, and it was a big fight. People wanted to see it. Benavidez the monster.
That's
now
a
he's
real
saying
fight.
I was gonna ask you.
now
There's no
he's,
belt
saying
involved.
now he's saying that this is the best boxing can get. So get your story straight. Is Benavidez' plan the big fight or not?
Oh,
Yeah,
you're always
he's always
desperate to
adding
try.
content
You're always
to
desperate
all
to
this
try and
conversation.
outdog me.
Mirage, who
Media,
has the
always
belt in that
desperate.
Detour
fight?
and
Who's the
deflecting
champion in that
technique,
fight?
You know what I mean?
In terms of publicity, this
who's the
is
champion?
the biggest fight so far this year in terms of
Oh, there you go.
publicity.
That's what it is.
But in
The
terms
market-
of sport, in terms
I don't
of
expect
what
I
matters
don't
in the
expect
ring,
I don't expect a drunk, heavily medicated Aussie to understand that there's nuances to this type of thing. You got to look at this from
hey,
a business
is this how you should
perspective
treat
as
your
well.
guests?
Now, I'm
I
not
don't
usually
think this is
I'm
a
not
good
usually a
etiquette.
business guy either. I'm not usually a business guy. I'm not usually a business guy either. I'm on the floor. I'm getting my hands dirty, rolling up my sleeves. But you got to look at it every once in a while. You got to look at it from the business perspective. That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
My
Yeah.
position, business is overtaken the sportive side, and that's a big problem with boxing. And
Well-
this is a good example.
Because
You
you're not on Instagram, you're not on TikTok, you're not on these media platforms. This is what it is. You're living in the past.
I know
bro.
you're one of
You
those
need to get to
TikTok boys. You do
2023.
those little dances. I bet you dress up
No,
in something skimpy on TikTok, don't you? You're that type,
no,
Frank. I
that's
can
you,
tell.
bro. That's
Be sure.
sorry, that's
Hold
you.
on. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Let's not get too far
Oh
away.
my
Forget
God,
about
this
boxing.
is funny, man.
I'm just warming up. I just woke up, so
the
I'm
one
just
thing
warming
that
up.
I did want to say is that I was in Ryan Garcia's last fight with against Fortuna,
Yeah.
and it wasn't sold out. I'll tell you that. They said it was sold out. It was not sold out. So I mean,
Wasn't this last year because Emmanuel to go?
no, but
No, it's
no.
that Fortuna.
Yeah.
It's
Fortuna.
Yeah,
It was in Los Angeles, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it was not sold out. Not entirely, especially in the Staples Center. So that's what I'm saying is, like, 8 million followers. That's cool for other business and advertising things, but for selling the boxing thing, like it, I thought it would be sold up.
And then you're making your own point. You just said it. The advertisers, right? Tecate
Right,
used
but
to
they're
be a
not
big
showing up.
advertiser.
They're not
Can I
showing
finish
up.
my point? Yes,
They
they
didn't
are
show
going
up.
to. They're
They
coming
didn't
back.
show
They
up.
came back for Canelo. They're going to come back for this fight. That's what we're talking about. It's bringing mainstream eyes to boxing, which that's what boxing needs. If you want boxing to thrive, this is what you need. If you're a hater, then and you want boxing to fail,
definitely.
you're going to be talking against it.
I like this match, especially because both of them do a lot of fucking talking, and I want to see somebody get exposed, But so I definitely like this match. But my concern is that with 8 million followers and in Los Angeles, he wasn't able to sell out the Staples Center or the CryptoArena.com. So that just tells you that, yeah, he has a following, but that's mainly because he's a pretty boy, not because of him boxing,
Well, it's just like Floyd Mayweather. They need the opponent. But
Yeah,
that goes they need the opponent. That's the misconception is that, the one part we're missing is that the boxing hardcores or the fanboys want to say Tank and Ryan can sell on their own. It's just not true. So that's what this fight proves is that you need an opponent. You need somebody worthy to bring the eyes and get taken seriously.
Look at Stephen Fulton. Most people aren't really that interested in his fights, but once they match him together with man, his view. Anytime we talk about Stephen Fulton, his views skyrocket. But
I've been talking about Stephen Fulton for over 2 years. People were calling me crazy for having him on my top 10 over Josh Taylor and Devin Haney.
But you have to understand what I'm saying, though. I'm saying that people didn't really care about that until Anyway got into the picture. And then oh man, I'm excited because the other guy's a really good fighter, and the other guy's a really good fighter, and it takes them to new heights that they could not achieve on their own. That's what I'm saying. Ryan,
yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, especially because of the lower weight classes, not a lot of people give them the respect that they need, But they get down in those lower weight classes,
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they'll never be on the superstar level that this fight is going to be. Like even Plant Benavidez can't do this. And is it a better fight? Yes, Plant Benavidez. Look, anyway, all those fights are better fights than Tank and Ryan. But when I call it a super fight, I'm not saying better. Even Taylor and Tio is going to be a better fight. It's a more meaningful fight. But this is a super fight. It is crossover appeal, and that's what ultimately matters.
This is Aldi's version of Mayweather versus De La Hoya.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
All right, so some people are questioning whether this fight is a super fight because of what? Because there's no
blood on the line.
Okay, fine, but this isn't Jake Paul, Tommy Fury either, right?
Yeah,
obviously not. These are guys
just for that fight. That's
this is why it sounds like some people want to say this is that type of circus fight. It's not.
No, it's not a circus fight.
It's because of the crowd they bring. Probably, because this is an internet crowd, that be hyping them up.
But you know what? I believe some of his, Ryan's internet fanboys and some YouTubers are going to go to this fight, which is going to make it a lot bigger.
Okay, I got this. This is the perspective. It's the Super Bowl of boxing. Like, what does Super Bowl bring? It brings everybody and their mama watch football, and wives and housewives that don't watch football, they'll make meals. It's a party. It's an event. There you go. It's a Super Bowl.
You reckon it's going to be that big? You reckon it's going to be that big? I think you guys are overestimating.
But the Super Bowl is because these guys. This fight is to boxing. That's what I'm saying.
They affiliate. These guys are affiliated with all types of superstars that are going to definitely be out there for this fight. So yeah, it's going to be pretty big.
That's the point. Is that people that would not normally pay attention or watch boxing are going to be doing it on that day. Like I already know people that are setting up parties right now because it's announced they're going to buy tickets.
Right now, they announced this an hour ago and they're like party.
They haven't even announced a venue yet.
No,
they're working on it.
They said Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I already checked the room rate for the weekend.
Where it's gonna be held.
Really?
What are you gonna say?
Believe it or not, people actually made reservation for that November 19th date for Bud versus Crawford. Remember that shit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I think they're going to announce. They're going to do a press conference next week to really lay it down that it's official.
Yeah, exactly. Make it really because there's still people that are skeptical in the chat. By the way, I want to thank Brown Mexican. Thank you for your contribution. He says I'm paying for Canelo's pay-per-view over this fucking PBC. There you have it. Brown Mexican prefers the Canelo versus. I think Ryder is going to be the opponent.
Ryder? Man,
I think
not
so.
working.
They haven't announced it. He's gonna be in Mexico, by the way. So he's making.
That's cool, though. That's cool that he's finally coming.
And Wilder and Hellenius was worth it. Come on, bro. I'd rather pay Canelo than that.
I mean, I didn't pay for that either. But I'm just saying that I'm not paying for his tune-up fight. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you have to. I think there's gonna be a regular DAZN subscription.
That's good.
I hope so.
Man.
That's cool. That's awesome that he's returning on a 200. I think the 200 Independence Day or something. Is that what it's called? 200 years of independence.
Oh yeah, it's the independence of the state of Jalisco. So
wow, that's pretty cool. It's not every boxer can do that.
I think they're gonna do it in a stadium. I don't know which one though. There's one that's new. There's one that's old. The old one's bigger, I think, but we'll see. I just want to ask though, is anybody hating on this Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, a lot of people on social media. A lot of people are bashing this fight because they say that Loma Haney's more important, and they're not fighting for belts. You hear the same dribble. Those people are not boxing.
I mean, is this fight good for boxing at the end of the day?
It's great.
Yes. Dude, it's great for boxing. It's gonna bring more eyes to the sport.
And these guys they're finishers. They're finishers. They've been finishing guys for the most part, right?
I mean, people, every sport needs a star. It's like why people are hating on Mahomes. Why is Mahomes win? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but sometimes things are eerily coincidental, but now Mahomes is being champion as soon as Brady leaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a face. Jordan, LeBron.
Right. Somebody
every
thinks
sport.
up.
Isn't it funny that
But don't you? So
that
you're saying we don't have one?
lightweight champion without fighting Devin Haney?
He's not. He's a fake champion. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Like I said,
What? Hey, I thought Loma and Haney were gonna fight in New York. Wasn't that a thing already?
They're still trying to iron out the
signed and Hankey's stalling.
They're trying to iron out the details, and they're gonna get it done.
Hey, but Ortiz's next fight, that should be a banger right there.
Oh yeah. That's a good fight too. Him versus
those are Steniosis or whatever his name is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's a true contender right there. That's a good match for him, for Ortiz.
Well, they're trying to line him up with Bud, but I don't think Bud will fight him.
Well, this would be for his mandatory to be his mandatory, I believe.
No. He's fighting Stanios for WBA.
Yeah,
he was in line for Bud Crawford, but he chose another route.
Oh, this is WBA? Okay.
Yeah, Bud and Earl were able to hold up the entire division for over a year because they kept telling the organizations they were going to make this fight. So they just screwed everybody.
Uh-huh.
So Virgil chose another route. And then some of these channels are trying to spread misinformation that Virgil was ducking.
Right.
You know how the typical pro quo, the disinformation campaign.
What he did, Marco Verso already said that. He turned down the 2 fights against Bud Crawford.
No, he said no because they were all the organizations knew they put everything on hold because they were waiting for that fight to be made, and then they screwed everybody over.
The WBA route.
Yeah, because he was going to get an interim belt,
but
like
he can still fight him.
Did.
You know that Bud can still have a voluntary defense, right?
I think he already had a voluntary defense.
Yeah, but like I said, Paco Verso snitched him out.
Wait, you can't say he snitched him out.
He did.
Was there an actual offer made? No. Okay. A duck is when an actual offer is made. So all these guys say,
it's the same thing. It's kind of like the same thing with the Jaime thing. He's supposed to mandate the fight, and then
the mandate don't mean nothing. The only time a fight is actually on the table is when they send you an offer. So if you're sitting there and the fighter calls you, and says, "Hey, I got an offer." Like there's an actual money offer sent to you, not the organization mandated. That don't mean shit. We've seen it. An offer.
Whoever's saying Ortiz duck Bud is all cap.
If you're trying to keep holding on to a belt, right? You got to follow through on the mandate, or else you lose the title, or some shit like that, right?
That's if the organization forces it, because some of these guys have held.
They weren't.
Leo Santa Cruz held a belt for 3 years and never fought a mandatory. So all that's bullshit, bro. Only time, and look, I don't know everything. I'm just saying, but you can look at the politics and the news. The only time a fighter ducks is if an actual offer is made, and even then, the money might not be right. So a lot of it's cap. But Virgil, he went this other route because the organizations were told they're trying to make the Bud Earl fight. That's all. So they held it up for a year.
Right. And I don't even think.
Why would Virgil sit there and wait?
Spence, I don't think Spence might.
He's sitting there and waiting on the WBA line. He's got more people to deal with. Stanionis and then Spence.
Yeah, but what are you trying to say? That Virgil's ducking? How are you ducking if you're taking the toughest fight in the division?
No, he just said it. Paco Verso just said it.
Dude, Earl Spence is going to fight a washed Thurman. Crawford's going to fight a beatable Rocha guy. So how the fuck is Virgil ducking if he's fighting the toughest out of all of them? You don't know shit, bro.
He hasn't fought anyone tough. What are you talking about?
Stanionis is a tougher fight than Thurman and fucking Rocha. What are you talking about? Stop the nonsense.
Bro, he fought fucking Cal Velasquez, bro. He fought Mean Machine. The same guy that Bud fought, remember?
But actually,
you're trying to say Virgil's ducking.
Exactly. They're not going in that direction. I don't want to say that he's scared of him, but I'm just saying they're looking at a different direction. Why are they going that?
There's a reason. Follow the breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs is that Earl and Bud held up the division because they were trying to make the fight. Or they were so Virgil would have never got the fight, dickhead. It don't matter. He can mandate. Don't mean the fight's gonna happen. Are you not following? He can actually get a WBA.
Right. If you mandated the fight, but
he didn't even mandate. He didn't even mandate the fight.
Well,
Virgil.
Who did?
Paco didn't even mandate the ridiculous nonsense about Virgil, and you're all backwards.
Paco did not mandate the fight.
Why is he standing instead of fucking Bud Crawford? If you got a picture taken right with De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins, that means you're going to be doing business in the future.
Well,
Bud
we don't know.
Trying to tell people he's trying to make a fight. So why would you try to make a fight with him if he's trying to make a fight with Earl? Do you not? What like?
My man,
the
fight is dead.
You've been saying it. The only thing that doesn't make sense is that De La Hoya is trying to contract Bud to fight Rocha and then Ortiz.
That's the thing. But in the meantime, Ortiz is taking the tougher fight. Stanionis is tougher than Rocha and Thurman. So stop when you got blood right there. You're saying stupid shit. Ortiz is taking on the toughest fight in the division.
He's a better fighter.
Yeah. Anyway,
he's the toughest fight between Rocha and Thurman.
Wait. Virgil hasn't proven anything. I disagree with that. I think he's one of the best fighters out there, and he's
Butayev. But who else has he beaten though?
Oh, you're talking about Stanionis. Oh, okay. Yeah, Stanionis is a tough fighter, and he's beaten Butayev, which is another good fighter who beat who was the regular WBA champ, who's coming back actually this Saturday. So, but yeah, Virgil's a solid. He's beaten multiple he beat the 140 champion. He beat Aegis.
This is how it plays out. Look, Boots Ennis is already almost damn near a champion because Errol Spence is moving up. He's already interim. He's going to get a belt. So that's what Virgil's doing.
Yeah.
It's the smart play. Ennis the tougher fight. Boots got it for facing a Karen. Get the fuck out of here. Virgil's at least fighting a legit challenger. And we're talking about the top of the fraud. Get the fuck out of here.
Then what Boots is having. Come on.
He's fighting a contender.
You can't tell me that Paco didn't try to make that fight.
But Crawford's saying Rocha, you dickhead. Like, how is that not any more cap? Like, you can't get more cap than that.
Bro, this guy thinks he's ring IQ. The Virtuoso just spews ring IQ's garbage.
Yeah, that's a bunch of nonsense.
Get the fuck out of here with
he thinks he's ring IQ, dude.
You don't have to be a fucking dick rider of another fucking panel. Like, that's fucking dumb.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But all I know is that I think that Virgil and Stanionis is a good fight, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's the toughest fight in the division. This so-called pound-for-pound fight in lesser caliber and
anyone hating, they should give all the belts for that Stanionis fight. Why is Errol Spence moving up to 154 and keeping all the belts? Errol Spence should relinquish all those belts, and it's Stanionis. And Stanionis should be fighting for that.
That's not a buzz control. If the WBO is ranking Rocha, that's out of his control.
Okay, but all I'm saying.
No, he got that exemption because he was telling him he was trying to make an Earl Spence, so they didn't force anything, dickhead. Like, how do you not understand that? It's right in front of your face. You're trying to make excuses.
That's the best fight in the welterweight division right now.
If they force anything, they don't have to do anything, my man. They can just step aside. There's no report about that.
Ring IQ.
The negotiations for Bud versus Spence, that shit was brief. That shit was last year.
So what's the tougher fight? Virgil
he's already got a signed fight.
Oh my! We already knew the tougher fight.
Oh my God! Fuck this shit. This one.
Yeah, Virgil's ducking because he's facing Stanionis. That's a crock of shit.
My man.
You're not ring IQ. Be yourself, bro. You can be yourself, right?
Ring IQ. Watch the
bro. You could be yourself, right? Because this is the only person that says he's ducking. Ring IQ, the only one that said he's ducking.
I'll link it to the video.
You're the only one else saying that.
Video, my guy. You're not saying anything.
You can be yourself. You know, you don't have to cut for another guy on YouTube.
Hold on.
Damn, bro, embarrassing, bro.
Man, I'm talking about the boxing boys. The interview with Paco Verso, where he said he's trying to offer the fight to Virgil twice, and he turned it down.
Boxing, Ness said that Lara wasn't skilled. Get the fuck out! Don't even mention those cappers. Get off people's dick, bro. You haven't said one thing that makes sense.
You're
not the only dumbass is you saying Virgil was ducky when he's fighting Stanionis, which is a tougher fight.
And you go on the other way. What is that called?
Make fights, dummy.
Bro, they should take all of Errol.
You're making irrelevant points
and give it to the winner of Stanionis, Virgil.
All right, I'm looking to the video, bro. Fuck it.
All right.
Nobody pays attention to boxing boys. They're known shills. What are you talking about? They're known cappers. So if you listen to boxing boys, you're an idiot.
Wait, so you guys think that
No, because you said you heard something that they don't like. You don't like what they say you heard, right?
No, he's a no capper. He's a no capper.
But
you can't take him
he actually had a fucking president of the fucking WO.
Why you on his dick? Get off his dick.
What do you mean? You get off this dick, motherfucker. Get off
You're
of
the
Virgil's
one saying it like he's a credible source. Stop it.
Bitch ass nigga. The fuck?
I ain't no nigga. Ain't no nigga. Don't bring
Motherfucker.
that here. This ain't
okay.
Hey Frank, why are you causing trouble as usual all
I'm
the time?
not. This
Troublemaker.
dude's trying to say.
I told you this motherfucker's trouble.
What is being said? Not from me, bro.
And I just said the point you're trying to make are from nobodies. They don't have no sources. They're not credible sources.
Nobody.
They like no. He can't make a fight. What are you talking about? The organization can't make a fight.
Hey,
What are you trying to say? They make
you guys hear that bullshit?
And he
Did
said
you
it right
guys hear
there.
that bullshit from De La
Hey,
Hoya?
you're trying to slight Virgil? There's no reason
I'm
to
not even
slight
trying to
Virgil.
slight
He didn't
Virgil,
do
bro.
nothing.
It's
Why
that
are you hating on Virgil?
Off of the fight, if it
The
was
fuck?
officially off of the fight, and he goes in a different route, that's not ducking.
He was never offered a fight. What are you trying to say? Virgil was offered
him
the
the
Bud
fight?
fight.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
who offered him
offer
a
it for
fight?
Bud?
Hey, who did Virgil duck? You're saying Virgil ducked who?
Order when he was ranked by the WBO that he tried to order.
How does that make a fight,
Right,
though?
you keep explaining nothing.
You're making
Get to the
irrelevant
point. Who
points.
did he duck?
No, well, how do you deny that?
I don't know.
I don't even
wasn't
know what
given
you're
a
talking
contract,
about, bro.
bro.
Why?
He wasn't given a contract. You have to have
This
a
is
contract.
frustrating,
Look
man.
at the video, bro. Watch the interview. You don't have
Guys,
to like
let me just read a super chat here from Brown Mexican. Brown Mexican says Virgil Ortiz is the future of the 147 division. Thank you, Brown Boxing. Sorry,
Yes,
Brown,
he is.
Brown Mexican.
He is,
Sorry.
bro.
He is. All right. So
I'm
what are
not
we arguing
denying
here? Who ducked who, or who's ducking who, or what? Like,
Oh
seriously.
man, I'll just link it to a video because I'm done
The
like arguing.
misinformation. Yeah,
Post
because
a
you made
video.
no point. The misinformation
Yeah,
that
'cause you
Virgil
make the
somehow
fucking
dug
sense,
Bud Crawford.
You're fucking
Is this what this guy's trying to say? That Virgil dug Bud Crawford? That's what he's trying to say. And it makes no sense.
Uncle Verso tried to order.
He said, I heard on the
Look,
boxing
the
voice, so
Gucci-
that makes it true.
He said that in an interview that he would take that in a heartbeat.
WBA route, which is gonna take him longer to fight a fucking
No, he's going to
champion.
get an interim strap, just like
An interim
Bruce
strap that
Ennis did,
Errol
dummy.
Spence does not want to defend.
Right, but
Errol
they're
Spence
suspecting
leaving
that
the
Earl
welterweight
is
division.
going to vacate
Why?
his
That's what
belt
I'm
and go
saying,
to
bro.
154.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
why. So
Okay,
if he does do that, then the interim champion is just going to be bumped up to super champion.
Right.
But if Earl stays, then yeah, it's not going to do much for him. But at the same time, he's doing the Boots Ennis route.
I think. Look, do you think if he fights like Stanionis, like he beats him, right? Do you think he's gonna be able to fight Spence? No, they don't want him there.
No, but there is a good opportunity that Spence vacates and goes to 154 because he's mentioned it that he
Spence
can't
will
make
never
the weight
fight at
as good
147 again.
as always. You know, he's struggling
Spence is
to
never
make the
fighting
weight.
at 147 again. And watch Devin Haney try to do the same shit. Go up to 140 and not fight Loma and keep the belt somehow, and then relinquish the belts later. Watch.
Nah, Haney's gonna fight Loma. He's
Oh yeah,
too
the wise in
prideful
his
for that.
time. Wise in
He's
his
too
time.
prideful
Who's
for that,
ducking?
bro.
It should be
Who's
happening
ducking?
now.
You know what I mean? You guys
What
are
should
like,
be happening? Why is this fight taking so
Because
fucking long?
Haney's
to
holding
sign?
it up. Because
Yeah.
he's holding it up. He's stalling.
Yeah,
It's
because
obvious.
his daddy's having second thoughts about losing to a white boy.
That's right. They don't want it.
There you go.
Theo Taylor's maybe for them. I mean, make that make sense.
Haney doesn't have any fans, bro. Once he loses that undefeated record, he's done. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're going to move up to 140. Loma's too much of a risk.
Yeah, he should be
Yeah,
up there anyway.
I was Loma ducking all these years, and then he's like, "Yep, sign me up, signs." But I thought he was ducking. Make it make sense. Where's the Haney fanboys at?
You're right. You're right. You know what? I just posted a video of a short YouTube video where I announced the Josh Taylor the rumor about Josh Taylor fighting Teofimo Lopez. Anyways, in that video, I said former undisputed champion Teofimo Lopez, and everybody started correcting me, saying, no, he wasn't undisputed. Because remember at that time, Lomachenko didn't have the WBC belt. Exactly. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You like, he was the undisputed champion. I don't give a shit about that WBC, whatever they fucking say. All right, fine. He was a lineal champion. But anyways,
Right.
they still want to
champion.
keep that narrative going that Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney to fight Teofimo Lopez. How is that a duck? How is
That's
that a
not
duck?
a
It's not.
all.
It's
That
just
is no duck. That was for unification.
disinformation.
Exactly.
It was to fight the bigger man, the best fight, Teofimo Lopez, not
And
fucking
the fight
Devin
that people
Haney.
were looking forward to, actually, that was, if you asked them who would you rather see, they would tell you Teofimo versus Lomachenko.
Bro, if he fought Devin Haney, we would all call Teo a duck
Right.
for not fighting Loma.
Exactly.
No, but
So same thing with Loma. Same thing with Loma. Loma had to fight Teo. That was the fight. Devin Haney was a nobody. An absolute nobody.
And the reason I bring this up is because I don't know. I think Zero Cool mentioned it. Whatever. Where are all the Haney fans? Because now Lomachenko wants to fight Haney, and Haney's nowhere to be found.
He's there.
He's in Saudi Arabia at the press conference.
Oh yeah,
for
he was
Fury,
over there.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What?
Pretending to be Muslim. Pretending to be Muslim in Saudi Arabia. Not a good place to pretend to be Muslim.
Yeah, they're gonna find out.
They'll fucking sniff you out.
But anyway, what do y'all think about Subriel Matias? You think he's going to become champion tomorrow?
I hope. He's fun to watch.
He's looking like him. He's the house fighter, right?
He's a house fighter, but yeah, he's also a pretty dangerous one. But I see some holes in his games, but I don't think Ponce is the guy that's going to beat him. I don't think Ponce is the guy. He does have a good stamina. Ponce has great stamina, though.
Is it for a belt?
Yeah, it's for the world title, IBF world title that Josh Taylor vacated.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
so PBC has 2 fighters in the division with belts.
You're right, and well, if Ponce wins, Ponce's not really a PBC fighter. So if he wins, then he can go anywhere.
Well, I'm sure they probably got some kind of option on him or something.
Oh, yeah, they do. That's what they did with his other countryman that beat Jerwin on Cajas. Now he's fighting on the PBC. I thought he was a free fighter, but he ended up fighting on the PBC. Technically, I think they're with TGB promotion, but that's pretty much the PBC anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to take the belt and then go somewhere else. So they'll have Cuello and the winner of this upcoming fight with the 140. But I mean, Taylor's still the man. I mean,
until someone can properly beat him and get the decision, then he's still the lineal Ring Magazine champion.
That's all that matters,
right? And so Teofimo is going to get his opportunity. They've been talking lots of trash, but it's way out there in June. So we got.
Well, I mean, and see, that's the thing is like, we talk about, fights being made and how come this ain't. Look, when these guys want to fight, they'll make the fight happen. And you see who's quick to make the fights happen. Mm-hmm. And you see who's not. And then that's where we get these false narratives like this fool was saying, Bud, look, man, when they want the fights, it'll get made because their handlers will make it happen and offers get sent.
Is Devin Haney making any statements? Is Devin Haney?
No, Devin Haney's been radio silent, to be honest with you. We haven't really heard from him.
See, I don't like that.
Lomachenko's the only one that's been showing his face and talking to the people.
Yeah, he said his dream is undisputed. I seen him, I guess it was on Ellie Suckback interview, and Loma, he said he's training right now. He's ready.
And he was at the...
It's for his dad.
The Luis Neri fight.
Yeah. He
asked him.
Watch that interview, bro. He's the man. Like, there's no fakeness in him. There's no shooking and diving with him.
There's an article here from Boxing News 24/7, and it says Devin Haney revealed today that his fight against, this was yesterday, that his fight against Vasyl Lomachenko will be announced soon for May the 20th. All right.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Las Vegas or Saudi Arabia?
New York. Didn't they say Madison Square Garden?
I guess if they make it... Oh, no, it says Las Vegas. No, it's...
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So is it Vegas or the Middle East?
I don't know.
Las Vegas. Didn't say Las Vegas. I thought you
said... No, it says both.
It
says either Saudi Arabia or Las Vegas. Those are the 2 options.
What? Why are they going all the way out there for?
Money. Saudi Arabia, probably because that's where the money is nowadays.
Yeah.
No, that's
I don't really care, to be honest.
They lost the Fury fight. They're not going to do it in Saudi Arabia, so.
Well, because Fury didn't want the money that they were giving him. It wasn't as much as AJ, so he left.
Are you talking about the fight that fell through because the courts made a Wilder Fury 3 fight?
No, not that. It's for the Usyk fight for Fury. But Tyson says something about he didn't like the money.
So. Must have fight in Wembley.
That's even better though. I like the when.
Yeah, I like it for the
the crowd
for the atmosphere. But like the thing is though, Garcia wants his side to get a fair split because he had his fighter signed on the dotted line for the deal in Saudi Arabia, but Fury I guess lost his pen. So now they have to reconvene, see where the fight goes.
Man, I wonder how he's gonna squirm his way out of this one. There's no way he can say anything and people are gonna fall over.
But let's go back a second because we were talking about Haney and Loma possibly being that had nothing to do with Fury and everything else, possibly being in Saudi Arabia. And then the question was why, and my answer was that's where the money is because they'll put a lot of money up. So back to that topic versus being in Vegas where it will make more money in Saudi Arabia. That's the topic at hand right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have done it before. I think they did
disagrees.
What'd you say?
Who agrees or disagrees?
I would rather have it in the U.S. personally, but they've done it before. What I'm trying to say is that Top Rank has done some fights out there before. They did the Frampton the Marine guy fight out there. So I guess
right.
Yeah, they can do that. They can do that.
They're doing.
I think
they're doing this Saturday. Fury versus Tommy Fury versus
yeah. They're doing it again. Yeah, they've done it before. They like to tell you that Bob ain't making moves, but he is. He doesn't do it all the time, but he does do it.
The sad thing is that the money's actually out there now. The American public doesn't buy boxing like it did 10 years ago, and the pay-per-view sales prove it. The gates are starting to prove it because even though Tank may sell out at the box office, they don't sell out they don't put all the seats available to begin with in the arena that they are. I know that firsthand because I grew up in Atlanta, so I know that the seats that are sold for the quote-unquote sold-out arenas in Atlanta aren't all the max capacity that they can provide. They're blocking off seats and then capping it off. So I'm not saying anything to disparage against Tank. What I'm saying is that the boxing seats, basically the live gates and the pay-per-views are obviously not living up to what they used to be. So you got to get an extra source from somewhere. If you don't have sponsorship.
And just to correct myself from earlier when I was talking about Ryan Garcia, that's exactly what I was talking about. Not that it was particularly like empty seats everywhere, but it wasn't to the full capacity of the arena, that it was cut off. That's what I meant.
I wasn't here for that, but I pictures.
Actually, people have been taking pictures and showing us all over the internet that the fights aren't really fulled up. Like they've been showing us since like 2019. Like I've been seeing that all types of fans have been showing that on Twitter, and that these fights aren't really being sold out.
But Saudi Arabia's wanted to be into boxing for years because when I was stationed down in Miami, and that was before my son was born, he's about to be 18. If that gives you an idea of how long ago this was, a friend of mine, Victor Sanchez, was working with a fighter. I don't remember his name, but they paid for him to go over because they wanted to make their own belt. This is back in like the early 2000s. So they've always wanted to be in boxing. Now they're actually got a small foothold in it, and they've got the money to blow. They put in a bunch of money into their own PGA. It's not the PGA, obviously, but their own golf organization. They've poured a bunch of money into that. They've poured a bunch of money into formula racing, and they'll pour a bunch of money into boxing because what's been proven is anybody that's new in boxing thinks if you just throw money into it, it works. And they have the money to throw. So the money, the bigger fights may go out there. I would like to see them in America too because I'm an American. I like American boxing. But if Saudi Arabia is paying American fighters the money they need to survive and, life generation changing money, that's where the fights are going to go.
Right. But I think for me, I will, if you're in the UK fighter and you're a big fighter, I think they can still do their fights out there. UK fans are great fans, and I'm pretty sure they'll fill up. Especially if you're like Tyson Fury and Dillian White and AJ. I still think you can still do your fights out there. I think that would be great. And I like the UK fights because, for me out here in Texas, I could watch it in the afternoon instead of have to stay up all night to watch them.
I mean, the only way better B-Ball gets made is if it's in Saudi Arabia.
Possibly.
They're already talking about it. or doing a doubleheader I've seen. But that's the only way that fight happens. I mean, it's not going to do anything in the States.
Yeah, I'd rather Bivol versus Better BF go because I saw that double header that you're talking about. I think it was Better BF versus Callum Smith and Buatsi versus Bivol or something like that.
Yeah. Fuck that. Just give us.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah,
too.
just give us Undisputed at that point. You know,
give us Undisputed. Forget the double header. Just give us Undisputed.
No,
and
but the double header makes it happen. Like you have to understand, that's boxing. I've seen it happen a million times already. You know, like
boxing.
They have these
boxing
tournaments.
Guys, right? Because this is how Don King used to do it. Every once in a while, the premium networks would offer like a free week of to be able to watch something, and then throw Chavez on a doubleheader with Greg Haugen fighting abstract guys that they're supposed to beat to set it up for the pay-per-view.
Exactly.
And that's what
it's smart.
That's straight out of WWF and WWE used to do the same thing. They do a big event on regular TV to set you and get your mouth wet just for that little thing. Oh, but they're going to cut it off, or a cheat's going to happen, or the Ultimate Warrior comes in at the last second and just save Hulk Hogan. But that's going to get everything ready for the next big pay-per-view. It's marketing. It's always worked that way, and it works very well because then it makes people want, all right, this guy did well on this card, this guy did well on this card. Now I want to see these two against each other, especially if they win like they're supposed to. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't mind it. But after that, it needs to be put together, and it needs to be in a place where it's going to benefit everyone, not just the fighters.
I'm saying I don't mind as long as I get the fight. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
I don't mind if they do it. That's why I knew Tank Ryan wasn't going to happen right away. That's why they did the Garcia fight first, was to do exactly this. And then people complain, but I don't care. I'm okay with it if it gives me what I want.
But if Ryan were smart, he would have had a fight also somewhere near the same time.
There were rumors that they told him he
PBC. I'm sorry. Let me say this real quick. What may happen with PBC is if they don't have anything like their own platform, you may see them start to do things like this on other people's networks and put their fighter on their undercard, and then you have a main event after 3 months down the road, 2 to 3 months down the road from there. So I've said my piece. Go ahead.
I heard a rumor that they might go to Apple TV or an app like Black App or BLK or whatever the fuck that shit was called.
I thought it was called Fight TV or something. Fight TV or that's what I heard. I heard there might go to Fight TV.
No, none of those things have money to give what these guys want. Like Walter wants 20 million alone. Like who the hell is gonna give him 20 million?
Nobody.
That's what Wilder got 20 million for Hellenis, right?
Oh, Wilder. I thought you said Broner.
Wilder.
He's done. He's not even talking about fighting for a championship. He's talking about fighting for a UFC fighter. Like what the he's done.
It's a fucking joke.
No. The point being that if we're talking about these apps or who's supposed to say PBC, like none of them can pay the millions that these guys want.
Oh yeah,
like,
the top fight. Yeah,
the minimums, like Benavidez must be getting 3 million for this. The Charlos, they get a few million. That's what I'm assuming.
Well, speaking of the Charlos, like how long is the WBC gonna suck his dick? Like he's been inactive for almost 2 years.
He's coming back in June.
Yeah, he's coming back against
Pilecki.
Yeah, against Pilecki. A guy. But I heard that he's been going through problems. But we all go through problems. We still got to go to work though. I don't understand how.
But you don't get.
What kind of problems? What kind
That's true. That's true.
Hey, he chose his profession.
I know. I'm joking, bro. It's a joke. Jeez.
I know. But
sarcasm doesn't work if I can't see your face.
Oh, okay.
I know.
My apologies.
I'm just saying, man. One fight. He didn't even fight for 2 years. At least put one fight in between there. I mean, I know you're going through some stuff, but goddamn, 2 years.
Look, man, and again, I'm gonna say I don't mind. I hope if Charlo takes this tune-up fine, and then in the winter fall he takes on Andrade, I'm okay with it.
Okay,
that's just.
But he's got to fight Andrade. Or
yeah. If he doesn't fight a name like Andrade or somebody that we know after this Selecki bout, then man, he's on blast.
This is where I see PBC doing, and I've said this before, is that I think they've got too much inventory, so they're kind of selecting things down. So this little round robin of these 4 fighters, someone who doesn't win is going to be cut off. They'll keep some of them. So let's say Plant doesn't win.
Yeah, no, you're right, because
Plant will keep around. Plant will keep around because if he puts up a good performance and they need a tune-up fight, he can still be used. But Andrade, they already know the fact that's a sinking ship. He doesn't make any money, and they know this. So if he doesn't beat Charlo, okay, we brought you in, we gave you your shot, you didn't do very well. They'll either put him on the side and hold him also, or they'll just cut him completely loose.
Man, they were talking shit before about Andrade way before this, and now he's with them. All of a sudden, they like him. Of course, they were going to cut him. If he loses to Charlo, they're going to cut him off.
Right. Now, the question is, will they cut Charlo off if he loses at this age?
Nah, I don't think so.
It depends on what Charlo's willing to play on the other side. And here's what I mean. Charlo's used to getting about $1 million and a half. We'll say $2 million to $1 to $2 million a fight. We'll go ahead and cap it off at that because we know he doesn't bring in 3 because he doesn't even sell pay-per-view. So he's somewhere between a $1 to $2 million fighter. If you're going to be able to convince him, who thinks he's the face of boxing, if he loses anywhere near a close, boring fight, which it probably will be if he loses, it won't be a dominant knockout loss. I think he takes too good of a punch. So, in other words, it goes the distance, and he thinks he should have won. They're going to have to come to him and say, look, you're now down to like $500,000 to maybe $1 million a fight. If he can't agree to that, then they'll either keep him on the shelf and then say, oh, it's been long enough, you need another fight, here's what we're going to give you, or they'll cut him loose. Again, Al's trying to take an inventory of fighters to some kind of platform, and since none of them bring in major money, he's going to have to start selling guys off, and what he's doing that by is by doing like this round robin at super middleweight. Whoever isn't going to sell and whoever's not going to bring me any money and whoever no one's going to say, yeah, we want that guy with their network, that's who's going to be cut loose.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, I think, the plant, they're all food for Morrell. I think that's who they're going to build up. I think that's their target. I think he's their chosen one.
Well, I've been hearing nonsense from De La Hoya saying that Munguia wants Bivol and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like he'll get destroyed.
Nah, I like Munguia, man. Everybody hates him, but I personally, I think he's great. He's great for boxing.
I went to
like him too.
Ellie last year, but I'm saying like he's not in that level, like and to move up 2 weight classes, that's pushing it already more than enough right there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And last year, all he did was fight were guys that people already beat up before, like Janibek and all these other guys.
He should already have a date. When's the last time he fought? Was it November or December?
And I blame Oscar partially, whether it was DAZN making De La Hoya do the push or De La Hoya himself. DAZN needs to be brought into this fight at the last minute when the Charlo fight would have happened.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's not Munguia's fault this happens. It is his fault by staying with De La Hoya and not saying, hey, you're not getting me my stuff, you're in breach of contract, it's time to go. Everybody has the right to do that. Mm-hmm. Unless you're stupid enough to sign a lifetime contract, like i.e. Don King and Al Heyman, where you can't do that. But, Prograis did it. You're not getting me my fights. I went out. They said, okay, you can be out, but you're going to have to sit on the shelf until the time expires. He made that choice, but he wanted out. He got out. So it's up to Munguia to take, he's a grown man. It's up for him to take some responsibility for his career, saying, hey, I won a title at 20. I'm 26. I hadn't had a belt in 1, 2, grade 3, divide by pi. I hadn't had a title in a while. Why haven't you gotten me one? I almost had one against a guy I think I can beat. He may not have beaten him, but he probably believes he could have beaten Charlo. And now, what's he gotten to show for it in exchange? Maybe a $500,000 payday against a guy, Rosado, who I love the Rosado. I love his heart and everything else, but he's not a world-class fighter anymore.
Yeah, he has like 7 losses and shit.
He's got 16, I think.
He's a consummate contender. He's a consummate contender. He's never a champion. He's going to give you a tough fight every time out. He's probably getting to the point now where he's not going to be giving tougher fights anymore, wear, tear, age. But
but he's moving them up in weight class as well. That's not even his division,
and he's still holding his own. But the point
only money name there is Triple G, and he's got one more fight left. Janibek don't bring no money.
I do not want it to be versus Lara. Lara looked decent in his last fight, but he's old. They're both old. If he's gonna have one more fight, I want it to be a unification. Janibek or Jamal Charlo.
Well, Janibek's not interested anyway, so it has to be Charlo.
And Al doesn't want any part of that fight. If Al wanted any part of that fight, he would have already tried to have a negotiation or sent a tentative offer, at least with purse split percentages involved, and he hasn't even done that. Because he can't. Al can't give a guarantee when Triple G signed with the Zone for high 7, low 8 figures a payday because of the contract he was set up for to begin with. So what's Al bringing to the table? He's going to pay Triple G with his own money. I hate to steal Jimmy's line, but that's what it would be. He's contracted for so much money. So the most they could do is if they put it on another platform in addition to DAZN to bring in extra income. All he could offer is we're prepared to offer you this much of a purse split. Well, okay, what does that mean? What are you offering?
Is it true that the Ryan Garcia fight is going to be on both pay-per-view on DAZN and Showtime? Because I think I saw that on his page.
I have no idea. I'm just finding out today that everything's quote unquote done, and I haven't looked into particulars because I really don't care until the fight happens. These guys have wasted enough of my time following them with drama and everything else that I don't care until the bell rings.
Come on, it's gonna be fun, man.
I'm interested when they after the national anthems are done and the bell rings. I'm interested. In the meantime,
they're gonna be talking so much shit. Dude, it's really the best rivalry is Mexican versus African American. That's the best rivalry in boxing.
Yeah, now that the Puerto Ricans don't have too many stars coming out of their island anymore.
It's Mexican, Puerto Rico.
Mexican Puerto Rican was the best for decades.
Mm-hmm. And
remember
how much of a joke Berlanga ended up being?
What's that?
Mexico UK is probably the best one right now, but this is gonna revive the Mexican African American rivalry.
Tell you what, you get a Mexican, you get a Puerto Rican to come out of a division where there's a hot Mexican.
Well, that's what Belanga's being put in play.
I
like it. People hate it.
Rivalry will reignite over. That rivalry will reignite between breakfast and lunch. It'll be that short.
Yeah, the only one we didn't get was De La Hoya Photo, and that was because De La Hoya said he told his then wife Millie he would never fight Cotto. That was BS.
There was a lot of his wife was Puerto Rican, I believe.
I also don't think
he promised her.
I think if it would have gotten to a point where Cotto would have gotten to enough status and stature and selling, not just his career, like his resume was solid, but the selling aspect. If he could have gotten to a point like, because I tell you where he was going to go before it went everywhere else, it was going to be Ricky Hatton, but
that's right.
But Luis Collazo exposed him, and Oscar's like, that fight's not going to make money anymore.
Huh?
So he wanted Ricky Hatton. And after Ricky Hatton, who knows what he would have done? But that fell through because Hatton didn't look good against Collazo. So then his next step was Mayweather. And Mayweather couldn't expose the fact that De La Hoya was shot.
Frank.
He won, but he couldn't expose the fact he was a shot fighter.
Yo, Frank.
Yeah.
Yo, so De La Hoya actually avoided Cotto?
No, he told his wife Millie at the time that he vowed to her that he would never fight Cotto. That's what I remember, unless someone can.
You're correct on what he said. My theory is the fact that if Cotto would have won a belt,
you're probably right.
Losing, if he would have gotten something because he's WBO champion and won the WBA, but if he would have beaten Margarito, if he would have won that fight and put himself up to another level to where he could have started to be like an low eight figure fighter on his own, De La Hoya would have jumped on that.
Yeah,
but it never got there.
Yeah, he was supposed to beat Margarito. That was the top. He was top ranked poster boy at the time, not Margarito.
Yeah, it would have been great for Costa Tszyu to not lose his first fight, his first loss. He would have done. I heard that he was in the running for an Oscar De La Hoya fight.
Yeah, that would have happened. He took Vince. He saw what Ike Corte did to Vince Phillips, and I can't find the research on this, but I thought somewhere early in their amateur career or midway through their amateur career that Tszyu and Corte squared off. But like I said, on my research, I heard it. I can't find it in any research. I can't verify that, but I thought that they did, and Tszyu would have come out on top on that one because he only had a handful of losses. Any point being is that he saw what Corte did think I can do the same thing, and he just kept loading up with right hands, didn't set anything up, didn't use the jab, didn't roll with the right hands to come back with an overhand right like he used to do. Just tried to walk through him, and he just took too many right hands, and eventually his chin just said, I've had enough, man. And so he lost. And that did put him out.
Yeah, that would have been a great fight.
If he would have gone in, if Zoo would have gone in like he did against Judah and Ben Taki. Now, Ben Taki went the distance, but the way he fought Ben Taki, it looked like all he wanted to prove was he could box that night. He didn't even try to knock Taki out. He just threw combinations and befuddled him with subtle movements all night long. If that Zoo would have shown up against Oscar, Oscar would have had a tough night. I don't say that Zoo wins. I just said Oscar would have had a tough night. Oscar was big, long, tall. He looked like he was a junior middleweight fighting a 140 on fight night, because you look how much bigger he was than Miguel Angel Gonzalez. It really looked like a junior welterweight to welterweight fighting a junior middleweight, and De La Hoya just looked like he was a whole 154 that night. So he may have been too big for Zoo, but Zoo's still Zoo.
Yeah,
and he's underrated.
Is Mel gonna fight anybody soon, or I haven't heard of him?
I don't know, because I think he, from what I've heard, Harrison and Zoo are fighting for the WBO
interim. And Jamel, he's probably going to come back in the summer, late summer, maybe July, August. That's when he's going to come back.
But it has to be against Zoo, or he's got to give the belt up.
Right. And that's the fight that people want to see. If he beats Tony Harrison, that's the fight.
But I thought he was supposed to fight him before either way. Like, what happened?
But he got injured. He broke his hand, so the fight got canceled.
No, but
Zoo got injured, right?
No, Jamel Charlo got injured. And they're supposed to fight January 28th, but he got injured. So Zoo decided to take another fight, and this fight's good. This fight's good too.
I thought, okay, first of all, he was ranked number 1 before Castano actually had the right to go for a unification fight. That didn't mean that he was doing his mandatory, but he was already the number 1 contender when Castano went to go fight Charlo the first time. By the time the second fight rolled around, it was mandatory time, and Zoo didn't want to live that up. Now, whether they paid him to step aside or not, I don't know, but he was trying to push that. And of course, everyone says unifications trump mandatories. Well, we know that that's not true. It depends on the circumstances. But point being, they had the rematch. Carlo proved me right to begin with, that I said before, that he was just a higher class fighter than Castano. And if he should have done it the freaking first night, I would have had to eat crow. Long story longer, I heard that Zoo hurt his hand or hurt his wrist against the last fighter he faced also. So I think it was like a double-headed scenario of injuries recovering. But Zoo's on the mend now and ready to go, and Charlo's not. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Zoo healed up, because he fought. I believe he fought in March of last year, and then he was off the rest of the year. So he pretty much healed up. So when it was time for them to fight, Jamel got injured, and that's what messed everything up.
Yeah. But
hey, call me crazy, but I would actually like to see a trilogy fight on that, because I'm one of the firm believers that believe that Castaño did win the first fight, and the second fight was a very fantastic fight. I was actually there live, and it was a close fight until the knockout. So like I would definitely like to see a trilogy if possible.
No, I thought the second fight was a more clear fight for Charlo. Even though I believe Castano had a spirited effort, you could just see that.
There's too many names right now. You got Fedora, Danny Garcia. There's a lot of good names there.
Except for Danny.
Like a point off from when the knockout happened, so it wasn't a clear. It was a tough second fight. Like it wasn't one sided at all. Not in any moment in time that I feel that Castano was any way, shape, or form close to coming on to winning that second fight. Never. I'm not saying he didn't show, they didn't land punches and didn't give a good spirited effort like the other gentleman said. There was not a single time that I sat there going, "Oh, he's got a chance of coming back in this fight." There wasn't a single time I saw that.
He didn't look the same.
Yeah,
it was kind of like Castillo in the last 3 rounds of the second Mayweather fight. It's just like, okay, I've already beat him once in the back of my mind, and I've got this one in the bag, so I'm just going to move around and follow him and not throw a single punch for the rest of the fight. Difference was, the Castano fight obviously ended by knockout, but the effort, just the intensity was not the same. Also, though, Charlo, one, is a hot and cold fighter, and two, like he did with Tony Harrison in their first fight, I guarantee you he thought, oh, this is easy. This guy hasn't knocked out it. Yeah, he's got a lot of knockouts for how little fights he has, but he's never faced anybody the quality of me. I got this fight. And in the middle of the fight, I don't think he had a chance to adjust because Castano was just on him too much. But the fighter that can make adjustments was obviously Charlo, and we saw what happened. I would be interested in a third fight between them, one, if Charlo stays, and two, if Castano gives a fight against an opponent that makes me say, yep, he's earned it. In the meantime, I'm not that interested.
Boxing Chief, what's your race and ethnicity?
Mine? Huh?
Yes, you.
Well, what do you think by listening to my voice? I enunciate.
No idea.
I enunciate, and I...
Fuck is just trying to recruit people for his...
He's from Arkansas.
Let me just read
like a white man.
Are you Euromut? Or do you come from like a random conglomeration of Euros?
Yeah, that would probably be accurate.
Kill yourself, Kiddingo. All right, boxing with Frank Bay. What's your race and ethnicity?
All right, no, listen, fucking, no, don't come in here, man. Come on, man, like not here.
Come on, just give me a good 2 minutes. Give me a good 2 minutes. Just give me a good 2 minutes. Boxing with Frank Bay. What's your race and ethnicity?
I need to read a super chat here. Not a super chat. Fucking whatever. Rapax Talking Company, thank you for your contribution. He says, ask your favorite girl if she likes or loves boxing. She will either pick like or love, and you respond with, come on over and give me 2 low blows. It's a pickup line, apparently. She might actually give you real low blows, so be careful with that shit.
A real one.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart man.
But a good one. Anyways, Foca, please, man, go recruit on the server, man.
Dude, do you ever give it a rest? Like, there's more to life than this.
Not till I gotta roll my people, man. Not till I gotta roll my people,
bro. There's more.
Already
been
done.
Me that in the chat. Are you the guy that's been sending me?
Yeah, you never gave concrete. Like, oh, what can I tell by my voice? That doesn't mean fucking anything, dude. You can be Chinese and you can have the accent of a Russian. Accents don't have anything to do with genetics.
I hope you don't talk to women like this.
Shut up, bitch.
Yo, so who's up next for Fundora though at 154?
Brian Mendoza.
Brian Mendoza, Garcia, bro.
Mendoza?
Yeah, Mendoza.
Oh yeah, he is.
He knocked out Rosario. Man, I don't know what happened to that guy. He looked amazing against J-Rock, and just since then he's been getting knocked out by everybody.
Yeah, wouldn't a fight with Castano be even better?
I don't know what Castano's doing. I really don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what Castano's doing either, but I know what a good fight that's happening tomorrow at 7 p.m. East. That's Sabril Matias versus Jeremiah Ponce. Everybody ready for that shit, man? Everybody ready for that shit?
And it's a great fight, and I think it might actually go the distance. I think I think it might actually go the distance.
Matias, he said it in an interview, and with in Boxing News, he is going to go for the knockout early. He has confirmed it in an interview.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think. Listen, he's except Petrosyan, which by the way, he won that fight just because he killed that dirty Bogate Slav. They're like, okay, the Zionist world order. Like we have to give the Russians a little pass here, and he revenged it last year, January 22nd. Revenged it with a knockout knife round by stoppage. And I tell you what, man. I've heard some people, they're going to bring up Jeremiah Ponce. He's had technically 12 more fights, 12 more fights, and he has 20, he has like 20 knockouts, 20 knockouts compared to like Jeremiah Ponce's 13. And I'm going to say, he has more experience. He got the win on Louis Retson. Louis Retson is he's a, I don't even want to say he's a journeyman. He's a fucking tomato can now. Basically what he is. And Sabril Matias in 2018, he was getting wins over Brezdes Prescott. He was getting wins on some guys who still had some in the tank. So I have it very solid that Sabril Matias is going to get this by early round knockout. And after this is what's really big, because after he knocks him out, he's gonna be I think. Do you think he'll be in position to go for a belt?
He'll win a belt. That's for the world title.
Tomorrow's for a belt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good. Well, you think you'll get Regis Prograis or Josh Taylor next after that?
Regis, it depends. I think Regis is more interested because, Regis can cross over because I believe Probellum does work with PBC. Taylor's with Top Rank, so it's less likely. So I think it's looking towards Regis.
Yeah, you know how these wasps are real fucking cowards, but nah, he's gonna take that. He's gonna take this Creole mutt from Louisiana and shove him back as gator footage fucking belongs. He's gonna be outstanding. It's gonna be outstanding.
Fight,
I have
Progress
extreme high
pretty
hopes.
good, man. Progress pretty good.
Right
now he's on fire. He's like, yeah. I'm just
Sabrio's
saying.
is a really good pressure fighter, especially on the inside. But I see some holes in his defense that some good boxers.
Is face first. He fights face first. I
didn't
slip a punch yet. Prograde. You know what he's great at is distance. He manages distance really well. Only thing with Prograde,
unless he can like fucking like run, like literally like run out the fucking ring and do circles like WWE. And as far as I'm concerned, fucking Sabrio will catch him. Like a nigga to a gator, and then he's gonna chomp down and he's gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Crazy. You think Batia's knocked out? He has a tough fight in front of him. I had to wait.
Well, let's just see what
prediction.
Let's let him win.
Yeah, let's let him win this tomorrow, and then we can really get into it. But yeah,
Regis and Catterall, that's what I've been hearing, which is great. I think that's a great fight.
Oh yeah, that's a great fight too. But I want to see if Catterall is a really elite fighter, or is he just got Josh Taylor's number? Because sometimes that happens.
Nah, man, he's a Cambosos. I think he got lucky. Taylor's had some injuries. He hasn't been right. Probably got taken lightly. I don't see nothing special with Catterall. He's a slappy hugger.
But he has enough. For whatever reason, his jab was landing great on Taylor. He couldn't really miss with that punch. He even dropped him.
So, Catterall got robbed. He should have beat Taylor fair and square.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and it's just the way it is. He was in Scotland, and Scotland saved him. That's pretty much all that happened.
Yeah, hometown cooking.
Yeah, well,
my battery's about to die, so I would just want to say this on the way out. Somebody wants to see Castano get another shot at Jamal Taylor. Put him in with J-Rock, and the winner gets a shot. On that note, guys, have a good weekend. I'll take care.
All right,
see you, man. Good fight.
Man, J-Rock is done too.
Yeah,
J-Rock, a lot of skinny guys have 154. But yeah, I like to see.
Virtuoso, what's your race and ethnicity?
He's Honduran.
I'm Vulcan Jewish.
You're what?
I'm Vulcan Jewish.
Yeah.
Vulcan. Come on, man. Be serious.
No, for real.
He is, man. I've seen the picture.
Look at that.
I'm Aborigine.
Hey, what were we talking about?
From Middle Earth.
We were talking about the 154. They said that they wanted to see Chief said he wanted to see Castano versus J-Rock, and I was trying to say that J-Rock's done too. Both Jason Rosario and J-Rock are both done, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, I gotta get going.
Rosario retired though.
Yeah, he did. He retired because he's done.
Hey, what did you guys think about? I know you guys mentioned Team Sue, but Harrison, he made a comment saying like, if I was Team Sue, I wouldn't be fighting me, because right now he could just wait it out and get a title shot.
Yeah,
but
that's what I said.
Sorry,
because I went to the kitchen, so I missed it.
But we need guys like Tim. We need guys like Tim in boxing. So,
Tim is a warrior.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess he's looking at it from the business perspective, because that's what Tony would do.
No, he's not looking at the business perspective.
Or he's looking at it from his.
Maybe he wants a challenge.
Yeah, I believe Tim wants a challenge. He wants a proper challenge because he's already dusted everybody in Australia. I mean,
yeah,
why not? I've been watching him since 2019. He already all the contenders in Australia. He dusted them already. So why not?
Well, it's like how they played that Stanionis guy. He was in line for a title fight. He took step aside money. Now he's probably going to get beat by Virgil Ortiz and never get a title shot. So
yeah,
Those are the business decisions.
Depends how he performs. If he performs well versus Virgil, it's a close fight. He'll get more
So
opportunity.
he's never going to
That's
get
a
the
good
Earl
point.
fight.
That's a good point.
He's not getting the Earl fight. He's
Nobody's
never
going to get the Earl
No,
fight.
but eventually, maybe later. How old is he?
Sean Porter. Sean
Yeah,
Porter lost a lot of
Earl
fights. He got
said
plenty
that if
opportunities.
it's not Bud Crawford, he ain't entertaining nothing. He's only training for Bud Crawford, and that's it. So nobody else is getting that shot.
Yeah, nobody's going to get the opportunity for Spence. So why as well have to stay active anyway.
Yo, did any of you guys saw like a picture float around on Twitter? They had a list of pay-per-views, and one of them was Spence vs. Crawford in June.
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks like fake.
They said that it's
something
not
about Spectrum holding the spot in June. But
yeah, they already do that. They do that for a lot of fights. They do it for certain dates, and it doesn't mean that the fight's going to happen.
Well, isn't it suspicious that Spence and Thurman hasn't been announced yet?
Well, yeah, it is suspicious, but we have to wait and see. You know, it could be it could be nothing.
Maybe they're secretly working on it.
Maybe. Hopefully they are, because I don't like it when people are in negotiations and then they keep leaking stuff. I'm like, that just get the fight done. Like stop leaking stuff all the time.
Yeah, so many announcements, not enough signings.
I mean, how many announcements did we get for Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis? Jesus,
like four.
Four
in the last 2 months.
Right,
it's 2021, bro.
Hey, Rare Breed. I have over here the BDA records, and I have two records. Hold on. Let me read the record. Rare Breed said Benavides will whoop Canelo. That was October the 7th. Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Rare Breed said Tank will whoop Ryan Garcia October the 17th, 2022. You made that statement.
I did.
And are you? Well, you're not gonna change your statement, right? Like your prediction.
No.
A whooping.
No, Ryan's got too many holes in his game.
What's a whooping?
You know what? I don't see a whooping. Let me change that. That wording.
No. Here's what's funny. Once the fight is made, now you're changing it. The fight is made.
No, I'm not changing it. I still think Tank is going to win. I still think it's
whooping. No. That's why I fucking typed it, man. I said whoop right there.
Okay. So let me rephrase what I mean. I think Tank is going to win.
Too late.
But Tank, his style, he's got low output, so he doesn't really put beatings on anybody. You know, he's not going to like hit you with 100 punches around type of shit. He's waiting for that one shot. So it's probably going to be like, you know, he's going to wait out Ryan Garcia, and then he's going to catch him at the right moment and knock him out. Because Ryan Garcia will lunge in. He likes to do that. He's going to get impatient, lunge in, and he's going to get caught.
We'll see if there's a Whoopi Goldberg happening.
Yeah, but you know, I think the fights. I'm looking forward to it. I just hope that nothing gets in the way. And like I said, they should do that press conference the following week, so people can really get excited about it.
That press conference is gonna be cringe, bro. Because Ryan Garcia is cringe. Tank Davis doesn't talk.
Low key, Ryan is kind of cringe. He's been cringe since I've known him.
Yeah. Tank doesn't really talk. So like, what's gonna happen at this press conference?
It's gonna be Ryan Garcia.
We're gonna do a lot of work.
You get to see Tank's choppers.
Just gonna talk shit. That's all.
Tank also talks shit.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Tank is gonna say that he's gangster, and if it were if it were the streets, Ryan Garcia would be dead. Basically, that's what he told. That's what he said to the retard
guy. That's fine.
He said that. He said that to Romero. Remember?
Yeah, he went been smoked.
Will Ryan go low though and talk about his criminal stuff? I don't think so.
Oh,
I think
if he did that would be actually pretty interesting because he talked about it. He said that's why you don't get sponsorships and all this other stuff because you hit women.
He did say that.
Yeah, that would be if he starts talking about that stuff. That would be hella interesting. I'll watch.
Why not? It's a fucking fight. I'll say it. Fuck it.
Oh, Ryan gonna try to paint himself as the good guy and make
which is cap, by the way. We don't know any of these guys in real life. Like
we don't. But for the sake of the fight, that'll be good.
I know. Promoting. You're right.
I had a thought. I just lost it. Hold on.
Hey, How come nobody's giving attention to tomorrow's co-main? You guys know what it
We
is?
just talked about it, dickhead.
No, he's talking about the co-main to the Sabrina Martinez fight.
The co-main
fighting.
The Joseph.
No, I'm talking about Fury, the Fury fight.
That's
Sunday.
Jack versus the Makabu guy, right?
Dude, that's not a real fight.
No, he's talking about
The great Makabu
Jake.
versus Badu Jack. He's going for his like.
Dude, that dude's had more chances than anybody. Badu
Jack.
He's going to be a multi-division champ. Isn't this sort of a big deal?
Yeah, for him. Yeah, but you know, Badu Jack.
Wasn't he a Mayweather fighter? He was TNT, right?
Can he beat him? Can he beat Makabu? The great Makabu that Canelo chose.
Oh, he had that big ass cut last fight. Was that like his head was split open?
Maybe Makabu. If Makabu actually trains, because I heard he didn't even look like he trained for his last fight. If he trains for this fight, Badu Jack might get knocked out, low key.
Bro,
I saw one
Makabu-
fight with Makabu. He's not even
Makabu's
that good, man.
Makabu is a 5'9" cruiserweight. He doesn't train.
Yeah, he's just got that power. Like,
Yeah, he looks like a frog, don't he? Like a little muscular frog.
Yeah, interesting fight, man.
Yeah, but if Badu Jack can do it, man, props to him. But I still don't.
He'll be 3-division champ, right? No.
Yeah.
He was never a champ. He was never a real champ at 175, though.
Oh, it was the interim run at WBA.
Dude, didn't he fight on every Mayweather undercard or something? I've seen him everywhere.
Many times.
Many times, yeah. He's I think he may be the only Mayweather fighter left. I don't think if he left.
No, he's not. He's not with Mayweather. He's not with Mayweather.
Oh, he's not with Mayweather.
What happened to Mayweather? Hey, what happened to Mayweather Productions, Jimmy?
Yeah, that shit's dead. It doesn't exist.
What's up, brother?
Mayweather Productions. What happened to that?
What's going? Yeah, they still got about 11 guys right now under contract. All smaller guys. In fact, they just did a show, but just off TV. They're not even. They're not big enough known to actually catch any TV time. And he's still obviously affiliated with Heyman, so his license will be used if and when Heyman does shows again. So that's pretty much with that. But let me ask you, Booch, dude, do they think if after almost 5 years, like if they come at it in a clandestine fashion and they pop that fucking Spence fight and say, oh, it's going to be at the end of this October or, you know what I mean, whatever, like, do they think people are like, I'm just so fucking over it, dude. I'm really over it.
I think a lot of people are starting to feel that way, but they're starting to look towards other fights. A lot of people are really looking to the Bivol fight. That's what they really want now. They want the Bivol Baturbia fight. Like, hey man, fuck.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
Exactly.
We're moving the
I
fuck
see that
on
whole
here,
old
man.
guy just move the fuck on. We need some fresh blood.
Yeah.
We need the tribalization of the fucking Steve. I don't know if you guys saw Steve Kim's article, man. It was so good. They put it in Ring magazine. He doesn't even write for Ring, and because he just broke it all down, the tribalization,
the
networks. It's fucking. So
Well,
this is like sucks.
I
And now they
kinda-
want to charge us $25 a month for the zone. Like, come on, are you serious?
Yeah. You know, Ring IQ is trying to tell us, oh, it's okay. It's, I'm like, no, not really. I'm like, no.
Well, what? God bless Ring, but I can understand if I was in Ring's position, I would too, right? It would be no big deal to me because he makes money on those lives, and God
That's
bless
true.
him. That's what he does. So far, of course, it's advantageous to him to keep it. But listen, I don't give a fuck about no British level domestic championship shit. And then, if there's going to be a couple of big fights, you're going to hit me over the head for it on the pay-per-view anyways. Plus, you want me to fucking pay $225 a year?
Yeah,
You know what I mean, dude? If I had money rolling out of my pocket sideways, like, honestly, my girl does well, man. Sometimes it's like, almost like I'm embarrassed by, like, I see, I'm like, she's always like, and we try to do charities and shit, but like, fuck you, dude. Just like, because listen, this is, I'm going to make it real quick. They over fucking sent out ridiculous contracts, overpaid fighters, without a doubt. They were just absurd because he wanted to grab people. And then he had then it was a price hike because he had to pass it on to the consumer. And then all of a sudden, when the fucking that still wasn't going to cover it, they had to go to pay-per-view. And that was like a kick in the balls. And I still hung in. And now they're almost doubling it. For what? You know what I mean, dude? I am so fucking... And then because they signed that contract with the NFL, God knows how much they paid them to get that contract.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyways, I just wanted to fight to say I'm done with it.
I think
somebody said earlier that the Canelo fight might be free for the zone subscription. Is that true?
The Joshua one is.
If it's wider, yeah, of course it will. If it's
Honestly,
wider,
I
of
spend
course.
more on one baseball game. If I'm being honest, I go to a baseball game. I spend more for one game, and I bought the NFL ticket, so I spend a lot there. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I got one good fight a month.
I know in the UK the Joshua one's free for the zone subscribers. So I assume in America the Canelo one will be as well.
It's just too much in a fucking sour economy that's only getting worse.
Yeah, I
agree. You know what I mean? It's just it's a bad look all around. What's up, bro?
No, I just wanted to say, like, this rollout of this new pricing, like, rates for the subscription, I think it's too premature, and plus it's unreasonable. After, like, I've seen the lineup, and to me that doesn't justify the new prices. I think they should have done that afterwards.
Lineup's pretty weak. The only good one is Stanionis Ortiz. I think that's the one that stood out.
No, and if you guys like somebody, I saw him real quick. I should have remembered him better, but I was a little lit at the time. But they basically because remember they said we got 600,000 new subscribers under that Canelo Triple G fight. You know, and there's been a few fights like that Hearn said that they've got an additional. So if you just guesstimate it, because I don't know if they've ever published how many subscribers they have in total, but you can kind of figure, I would say 7 to 10 million, right? I would just, right? So now you figure that price hike, just do the fucking math, dude. They're taking in hundreds of millions of dollars as of next month. As of the 13th, I think it says on that fucking goofy email. Hey, Jimmy, I tweeted it out. It said, we appreciate you're a valued customer. That's why we're going to have to grease you up again, dude. Grab them ankles. You fucking, you know what I mean, dude? I mean, you don't have
are you paying for a yearly? Jimmy, are you paying yearly or monthly?
No, I pay off. Because I don't want to get, it's just, I don't need extra monthly bullshit, so I just cut the check there. What is it for the year? I'd rather just do shit like that.
Yeah.
And so that's how I normally do it, fire off a check. But I'm just
Didn't late last year they said that DAZN lost about $3 billion?
Well, that was the $2 billion. Yeah, it was like $2 billion. But that was you know when you're a conglomerate worth so much money, they write that shit out. But that was because expenditures. Like my girl, she could be making a ton of money, but if you play your taxes right, I shouldn't say that over the phone because that's not what happened, but you can make it look like you're at a loss too. So there's creative shit going on there too, but that was because they took on assets and they wrote it off as losses because it hasn't turned any fucking profit yet. Yeah, I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, they pay less than you do in taxes and bastards.
Companies like Netflix, they've been making apparent losses for years. That's how they get around the whole tax system.
Exactly. Yeah. And so they're just taking in hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars and just hoping people will do it. And you know what? If they didn't put shit on pay-per-view, that to me was the biggest smash in the ass because that was the whole the pitch. No more pay-per-views. No more bullshit boxing. App right to your fucking house. All right, let's try this. You know? And then all of a sudden, hold on for a minute. Like, how could you even fucking just, that was so arrogant to them to even do that. And fucking, I hung in. And it's just like, this sport keeps just like treating you like a redhead stepchild. It just has no respect for its fan base. You know what I mean? The fighters get on and argue with you, talk to you like you're so good. You know what I mean? It's just, this whole thing is just starting to really aggravate me. Honestly, if it wasn't you dudes and just talking and rapping with you guys, I probably would have already fucking burnt the shit down and just said, I got hockey and other shit I can fucking pay more attention to.
That's the vibe I get when I talk to Lou DiBella.
Huh? No shit, huh?
Yeah, man.
No shit.
Yeah. I mean, this is the guy that almost gave us fucking Joshua versus
Lou's a Hall of Famer. Lou's a Hall of Famer. Make no mistake. Lou's been in the game. He's been making and been around big fights for decades. Lou ran HBO. He was the last one to, I think, run it decently too. And then Heyman came in and fucking burned it to the ground.
Yeah.
I just think that just a Wilder fiasco with the zone. I think he's been bitter.
Yeah, he's been bitter. Yeah.
He got fired for fucking trying to make this fight $120 million.
Like it's it's ironic now that Wilder and Ruiz are both gone to the zone for less than fucking what Lou got from in the first place. Crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why is that official? Wilder's fighting on the zone?
No, not
Not
yet.
official,
But
but
it looks like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Heyman's out of heavyweight boxing. That's the.
Well, it's just there's no money at Showtime. The reason why they haven't like announced anything, I mean, it's like, okay, how come Showtime hasn't announced what's going on? There's been a reshuffling over Showtime. I fucking guarantee you. You see those pictures of fucking Stephen Espinoza? Fucking dude looked like a pipe head. He was so skinny, all drawn. So there wasn't like weight that wasn't taken off easy. You saw that, dude?
He
He
doesn't
didn't look healthy, right?
I said it on Discord. I'm like, this guy doesn't look good.
Dude, he's been a bucket of nerves, bro. He's a bucket of nerves. He's in his fucking early 50s, maybe late 40s, and like he drove that sports entity into the fucking ground. His numbers for football went down the way he ran that. He's the one who put in woke politics into Showtime.
Yeah, he does. He talks about
that was him. That's nonstop, dude. He's a fucking left-wing lunatic, right? You know, he's an oppressed fucking Mexican American, even though he went to Stanford. He's a Silver Spoon Stanford graduate who went to law school. Like, it's like, dude, you're the most privileged puke on the planet. And you know what I mean? And so he pushes that woke bullshit, and he brought it into fucking Showtime Sports, and the numbers plummeted. So now he's a fucking executive. He was only a TV executive with the president for 2 years. He lost the company. The numbers plummeted. Where's he going to go? Seriously, like what network's going to take him on right now when they're not even hiring men who are straight?
Yeah, his portfolio is really damaged. Man,
and he was a bucket of nerves. Didn't sleep, didn't eat.
It's just a fucking privileged shitload, you know?
Yep,
that's
all he is, man. That's all he is.
Let's say that Showtime stops doing the boxing. You think that Top Rank can get these fighters, but won't they won't have enough dates, right? Or they won't have enough money to pay some of these guys?
Oh man, listen, if Showtime, if they would go work with Bob would get ESPN will get them dates. They'll start doing on Tuesday nights, Friday nights. There's going to have to be seriously, for this sport to go on in any meaningful way, there's going to have to be a realignment. This can't keep going on like this. I mean, as it's looking now, the PBC is probably going to go on an app or pay service because it's not going on like with Showtime. Showtime paid them $50 million a year. All right.
But Jimmy, this is what I think Major Tom is asking. I think that are they gonna have enough money to pay these guys what they want, or they have to get paid?
There's rumors that Heyman, that's what he does. He's been using fighters' pay to finance future fights. I heard that now from a couple of different people. That's one of the reasons why. Like, remember when Brona said, "I haven't seen an actual check, a fight check, in 6 years."
Yeah,
since the PBC started.
Jimmy, you ever wonder why more than these PBC fighters?
I can't hear. It sounds like two people.
Yeah, you ever wonder why Floyd has been fighting more often as an exhibition fighter?
Who are you?
He pays a lot of money every year in taxes, and I don't think he ever wants to go through what he did. They had the IRS agents at his house with flatbeds. Look at it. He had to get
Jesus.
And it was about to get fucking ugly.
I heard about how he was talking about how you don't have to pay your taxes and stuff.
Yeah, he actually almost the whole purse for fucking McGregor, his take home went to pay Mayweather Pacquiao taxes because he never paid them.
If you guys were retired fighters and they offered you $20 million to fight YouTubers, wouldn't you take it?
He's not paying $20 million. That's just not happening. That's just
or whatever. I'm sure it's a decent. It's probably more than what the average fighters or even the big.
They're probably throwing him a couple of million. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he's not training for these guys. It's nothing for him to beat the fuck out of these clowns. You know what I mean? He just gets out of bed and goes and smacks them around. It's a joke. It's just a big service.
This is a story that
Pacquiao's even doing it now. Like, so I think a lot of fighters are going to well.
Like the sport isn't a shell of itself enough. Now you got fucking these guys coming and fighting more in these goofy expositions when they fought when they were pros.
But boxing used to always have expositions. But Muhammad Ali.
Relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
Muhammad
when he fought. Yeah, he did a bear. Like he fucking exhibition with a bear once, and then he did with a wrestler. I said, you did some goofy shit. That was towards the end of his career when he was looking to get money too.
Come on, Jimmy.
What's that?
But it doesn't hurt the sport.
It doesn't help the sport. It doesn't help it.
I don't see how it hurts. Like as long as we get.
This is how it hurts. This is how it hurts. When you have guys who are still hardcore fucking Floyd fans, so he throws on these pay-per-views. What happens if you got a dude he's got a bunch of kids, and he's got to be like, kind of judicious about how he spends his coin, and he's going to pick that pay-per-view instead of a kid fighting today. That's what I'm saying. That's how it hurts the sport. So? You know what I mean? Oh, like, yeah, I'm sure it happens, and it's just he doesn't need more attention, like. And that's one of the reasons why I think the reason actually why Vontae fucking tailed it. He's solid, man. I mean, he might have a fucking room temperature IQ, but he's still smart enough to fucking know. Every time that somebody asks this motherfucker about me, he talks about himself. Like, what the fuck?
No, that's one thing. Floyd is definitely narcissistic like a motherfucker.
Yeah, man. This dude, I remember he was
paranoid.
Narcissistic or delusional?
He's narcissistic and he's very, very paranoid, but that's part of it. That's what made him
his name. But think about with his name, if he actually really put an effort into like promoting that kid, they wouldn't have been lying about his pay-per-view numbers. And he got fucking tired of it. And now he knows he's closer to 30 than he is 21. It's like he's looking back, I guarantee you, going, what the fuck? This has been a big waste of fucking time.
If you notice something about like really like people who are really great in their field of work, or like I guess you could say geniuses, they're all fucking weird ass people. Michael Jackson,
Michael Jordan,
Mayweather, Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan was an asshole. A lot of his teammates didn't like him.
Yeah, they didn't like that guy. He was actually not a really nice guy. He was not at all.
Yeah,
you know what it is? It's because he was very disciplined.
Dennis Rodman.
That's how it was, though. And if you didn't
Kobe
see
early in his career, Kobe wasn't
like, the same thing, dude. He was a hard guy. He showed up and he practiced hard. And if he felt you weren't putting in an effort, he had no problem calling you out. And amongst pros and athletes, especially if it's a young dude doing it, running his mouth, the vets don't like that in any sport. You get
those guys are always those guys. The athlete and the entertainer is always just a puppet. That's what they are. They're led by higher powers. So once their fame and fortune is gone, they don't have anything.
Yeah, I mean, and
Floyd was so smart guy.
Go ahead.
But he just, he's also he's narcissistic. He can't help himself. It's like he can't help himself. The dude, he has to come in and
he threw a fit at the hotel. Was it Mandalay Bay? No, what was his hotel? MGM, the one in Vegas he did all his fights at. I can't remember. T-Mobile. I don't remember which one.
Mandalay Bay. I forgot what it's called.
I think what you meant about their geniuses, it's not that they're geniuses, is that when they're done, they have all these vices. So like Jordan was heavy into gambling, and Floyd has always posted about gambling. It's like they need that rush. They can't let it go, so they fall into vices.
At least I think what it's
either drug or gambling. A lot of them, that's exactly. Jordan in the '90s was betting $1 million on one fucking hole in golf. Like he was out there gambling. That's crazy.
Athletes can leave on their own terms. That's just the way it's always been.
No, they never do.
These athletes, right?
Like Tom Brady, he didn't look what he. I don't think he left on his own terms.
The only one who did was John Elway. He won 2 Super Bowls and retired. But that's
Tom hung around 1 year too long, but it's not going to tell. You know what, dude? That will get forgotten quick when they talk about his 7 rings.
Right. Nobody's going to remember like his last year in Tampa. Like.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be
team.
Especially the money I heard they've been offering to work at Fox. I heard it was insane.
$300 million over 10 years.
Yep, that's crazy.
Now I love Tom Brady. That's my favorite athlete. Believe it or not. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him
That blows my mind. I'm gonna say it right now. That you just blew my mind.
Exactly.
I didn't expect that in a million years, man. Not in a million years.
I swear to God, that's my favorite athlete.
Oh, yeah. Boy,
dude, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. I could take a picture of it. I saw his first game. I got the ticket fucking when I went to his first game, and I was pissed he was playing. I went to go see fucking what's his name? Fucking the dude who he ended up being hurt. What the fuck?
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe. So on the way in, I found out that fucking he wasn't playing. It was a kid, the backup Brady. I'm like, what the fuck, Brady? Who the fuck's this kid Brady? Dude, so I said, watch. It was a decent game and shit. They won. But I just know what happened. I don't normally hold on to tickets. It's a fucked up thing. That jacket, I put it away, and then I didn't wear it again for like 10 years. And then I reached in the fucking, I'm like, oh my God, these are the fucking, I got him right here. I was at his first fucking game. So it's pretty crazy now to see all these years later and he was one of the last dudes picked in the fucking all of the draft. And you saw him with his picture, his clothes off. He looked like your uncle, not like a pro football player. It was just so nice, dude. What it comes down to, it's quickness, how his brain worked. Believe it or not, that's all it was.
He could have left on quick enough. He could have left on top.
I know they just threw crazy money, and I think because he left his family. Yeah, fucking up, and
dude just loves the game too much.
His family. Yeah, that's exactly what it was too. He had a hard time. I knew he was going to have a hard time walking away from it.
What's that movie with Tom Cruise?
LeBron can't leave on top. Like he's trying to hang on, and he's going to be. I don't know.
But LeBron's still playing.
You should leave on top, man.
That's his knees. LeBron's knees are going to be all fucked up.
What's that Air Force movie with Tom Cruise? I mean Top Gun. Sorry. Yeah. The newest one. That's Tom Brady. The older version. He can't let it go.
Tom Cruise. Yeah. Tom Cruise. Yeah.
And that's such a fucking lie movie because in those jets, I have a friend fucking who ended up flying a fucking jet off it was actually my friend's little brother flew a jet off an aircraft carrier, and he went on to the Blue Angels, the Navy fucking fighters and shit. But they only let you so many hours in the pit, in the cockpit, and then they fucking ground you because it has so many negative G's. Like the Blue Angels turn over every 2 years because the tricks and the maneuvers they're doing pull so many G's on the human body. It's got real bad ramifications in years to come. So that's why, like, when they see it's like 35 years later, he's still in the cockpit. No, wouldn't happen. Would not happen.
Hey man, that's okay. It's still a great movie. At least I liked it.
Hey, the Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. Just quickly, what's your prediction for the pay-per-view numbers, pay-per-view sales?
$1 million. Just kidding.
Did they announce it?
Yeah, apparently, Jimmy, it's happening. It's the lawyer just posted a video saying that it's happening, and he wants to be thanked for that because he was responsible for it. But no, yeah,
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he had to put the money together and everything.
Well, everything's happening.
Wait a minute. Who's the one who released it? Who released the information that it was happening? Was it De La Hoya?
De La Hoya, Javante too.
Tank was the first person to announce it, and everybody else did.
Okay, yeah. Everyone's saying
on what, on his Twitter or just his Twitter account?
Twitter, yeah.
Or did he make a video? Make a video, okay. Because I'm sure they negotiated that too. Believe it, right down to everything.
Twitter. According to Boxing Scene, Davis announced through his Twitter account Friday that they will be fighting on April 22nd, a venue to be determined in Las Vegas.
I'm gonna say 2 million.
That's what I'm hearing. Dude, come on.
I'm serious, man. No, listen. That's what they think it's gonna do. The executive.
That's exactly what fucking Oscar said. No, listen, dude.
Are you buying that shit, Frank?
Definitely.
Buying that shit?
Hell yeah.
So
you're buy it 3 times.
Are you serious or you're trolling?
Dude, no, I'm serious.
No,
you're gonna be surprised, bro.
That's embarrassing.
Okay.
Honestly, it'll be Davis's best pay-per-view by far. It'll probably do about 350. And now
come on, dude. 500. If it breaks 500.
400k.
800.
That's what I said. What'd you say? 800? Come on.
800, Jimmy.
Dude.
Bet on it.
All right. Let's be pragmatic.
Oh no, I didn't literally mean bet on it.
It's gonna be Ryan Garcia's first pay-per-view. Name any guy on his first pay-per-view pull those kind of numbers. No, it doesn't happen. Just take that. Put that aside. Now deal with Davis, whose numbers have plateaued. In fact, they've gone backwards. In fucking dickhead let it slip that they've been lying about his pay-per-view numbers because he just said. Yeah, he said that his last fight with Hector Garcia was his second biggest fight, and it didn't do 200,000 because he couldn't lie about it because he's the fucking representative. So when he says numbers, he has to be honest about that shit. So So, anyways, so that means at best, so because his best one did 250,000. That was his best pay-per-view. So he's not a pay-per-view star by no stretch of the imagination. So together now, suddenly they're going to together do 800,000. It's just not going to happen. Just not going to happen.
I said anywhere between 400 and maybe 450,000. More or less.
I think it determines on how much they put into it. You know, they're going to have a big marketing campaign, so you don't know they're going to promote.
You got to understand.
Madness,
you got to understand. These are two guys who are kind of mainstream in the popular culture. So they're going to be on ESPN. They're going to be all over the movie trailers. They're going to be everywhere.
Hank's not mainstream.
You got to remember, mainstream.
The athletes and the rappers, they all talk about him everywhere.
If they were smart, they would go to the Creed premiere and advertise it right there too.
Maybe they will. Hey, by the way, I just want to read a quick. Jimmy, just quickly before, let me just read a super chat here. Empo, thank you for your contribution. He says, Oscar de la Coca, can't trust him as far as I can through his white dime bag. Supple. So, he's saying that he can't trust him as far as I can through his white dime bag because it's a cokehead, basically. I mean, that's what people are saying. He's coked up. No, but Tank Davis announced it as well, Empo, so it's happening.
Is it on Showtime?
Yeah, it's going to be on
Showtime pay-per-view.
Hey, by the way,
I'm glad Showtime has the best pre-fight videos. You know, when they get them, I like those.
Yeah,
I
guys,
agree.
I'm looking at a tweet here from Punch Drunk. He's saying Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis will break Mayweather versus Pacquiao record.
Okay. Man, Punch Drunk. That dude, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, he's been saying some really weird things lately, man. He's been saying some really strange things.
Oh, that's the real Punch Drunk.
If you guys go to Ryan Garcia's Instagram, he's saying that it's going to be on both Showtime and DAZN pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Well, that's what it says on his Instagram post.
Because that means
the zone is worldwide, so it could be USA,
so how do you
international.
do two? How do you do two, though? You know,
the money is there.
The zone is international.
So
Showtime is domestic.
So they're going to, along with the new billing, they're going to expect people to pay if they wanted to buy through DAZN. Now, if you're a member of DAZN, you're supposed to get the pay-per-views cheaper, so you'd be getting it cheaper. So how do they divvy up that money? That seems odd. I've never seen two show them simultaneously, ever. I just have never seen that. I've seen like they get the replay rights, but never like at the same time.
How was Tyson versus Lewis? I forgot. What happened there?
It was on HBO, and the winner got the rights to the replay. That's how.
DAZN will have the international rights, not the American rights. So Showtime will have America. DAZN will have all the rest of the world.
That's right. How it will be. Yep. Yeah, because they're set up that way. Exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck, no shit.
Can't you like change your VPN or something so you can like be in like?
Bro, that's could be the problem. That's the problem. What the issue is that we live in a world of streaming, so everyone's got to stream that shit. That's why pay-per-view numbers are as low as they are today.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that, but people still buy Canelo fights. Like that's the difference. Like, yeah, people are gonna still plant Benavidez.
Yeah, but that's a fanatical family. Ryan and Tank.
Yeah, they still Canelo fights as well, but for whatever reason, they just a lot more people decide to pay.
Exactly, I'm gonna buy the fight.
It's the same. It's probably the same percentage. It's just expanded. Yeah, exactly. So exactly. So if you would have like say Wilder did 77,000 against Helenius, probably had another 77,000 steal it. Same thing with Canelo. If they said he did 800,000, probably another 800,000 people fucking crook that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, but 800,000 people still bought it. Like, there's still people who buy the shit. You just have to give a good product. That's my
people watch it.
Well, it's the fighter.
Now, how does that bump up against Plant Benavidez? I'd be pissed if I was them.
Cycle, right? It's the
same billing cycle. Oh my god! Is it ahead of
month, right?
It's a month. It's a month difference.
It's a month difference?
Cap, it's fine.
March 25, 25th.
Versus
one month would be almost like a similar cycle.
So in the ones the 22nd of the following month?
Yeah, so it's March 25th for Plant Benavides and April 22nd.
That would be the same billing cycle. So that's two pay-per-views in 1 month.
Right.
Who's going first?
Plant Benavides.
Okay, so that's fucking. Oh my god, are they gonna be? They must be at home and like, fuck, you kidding me? They're putting it right there because obviously there's gonna be some dudes who are like, I was gonna buy that Plant Benavides, but they'll
That was
go to
me.
that one.
I was gonna get it if Ryan Tank didn't happen, but now
See what I'm saying? Oh, that's gonna really affect the bottom line of that one.
You're a cheap
Oh,
ass,
man.
Frank, just as I suspected. Cheap motherfucker.
No, I'm just a savvy consumer.
Hey, I'm a
that's $2. I want to see that shit.
in the MGM.
So you're not a real
I'm
boxing
good.
fan. You want to get the show pony fight.
So for both
fucking
pay-per-views,
Garcia
you would pay
fight.
like 140, 150.
The real fans fight will buy Benavides.
I'm a fan of
motherfucker.
baseball and football. I don't go to every game. I go to the Yankees and Dodgers. You know, I go to the right games.
And actually, it's 160 because with taxes, it's
Yeah, of
$80, right? So it's 160. So that's $160 for those two fights.
Well, yeah. I mean, who's to
Sport-
blame here? I
sport
mean, I think
can't
who's to
can't
blame
survive
here?
this way.
Honestly, the Tank Garcia, I'm going to a party, so I'm not gonna have to buy it. I'm just gonna buy food.
And let's just be. Can I just say one thing too, man? Because I tweeted about it. Fuck, man, it's like, you know what I mean. You see, like, somebody put a whole thing together of all the clippings and news clippings. When Lomachenko went to fight Lopez, he had signed his contract on December 19th, 2019. The fight didn't happen until that following November because, well, it was supposed to go off in May, but because of COVID, shut everything down, bumped it down. But still, that was how fast he signed it. He did the same thing with the fucking within 3 days after, you know, the Cambosa saying, hey, let's, you know, fucking, I want to fight him. Okay, I'll have the camp there. Boom. Like, he's always done that. He just wants to fucking fight. And so, like, you see him going up, he's fighting a weight class he shouldn't be in. And then to see fucking this called a super fight, it's just like more salt in the eyes. Ryan Garcia,
Jimmy,
let's be honest.
you gotta be fair, Jimmy. There's way more paperwork in this Tank Garcia fight. Like, it's more.
But I'm talking about skill wise. Tank, I mean, Garcia is seriously, he's more untested prospect than he is fucking, you know, a contender.
And
yeah,
that's why I
without a
tell
doubt.
Bucho and these guys are gonna get washed by Tank Davis. He's not on his
The
level.
fact he hasn't fought, I mean, at his age, with the little experience he has, in this whole time, the motherfucker should have said, fuck it, they're just going to be on regular fucking whatever they on DAZN. Put me on some cards. Give me some 8-rounder, 10-rounders. I don't give a fuck. Give me some rounds. If you knew you were going into this fight with a kid who can crack the way he does, and you keep your chin up, I don't care how much sparring he's been doing with Goosage, that's going to be a hard fucking flaw of his to overcome without any ring action to overcome it. It's one thing to fucking work on sparring, but you're not having people literally trying to take your head off, especially when you're the money guy.
Yeah, well, Jimmy, that's why in my theory is that they're protecting him because they know he's the money guy, and him and Tank is a good fight. I mean, a big fight. They can sell him, and if you put him in there with a tough guy before Tank and he loses, all that money goes out the window.
Well, and then, then fuck Garcia saying, oh, this is why belts don't matter. Go fuck yourself, dude. You're saying that because Haney would probably piece you up. Shakur would embarrass you.
Actually, he was supposed to fight Devin
He actually has a better
Haney
chance
before.
against Tank than those two guys.
Oh, absolutely
Tank
he
has
does.
a huge size advantage.
Tank can't fight backwards, and fucking, he's a big kid. And listen, he can crack. Don't make no mistake. But Tank's got a gallon neck. He's got that build. It's not gonna be a one shot. I'd be surprised if it was. It'd because of bad living. Because I mean, obviously, dude, it's not like the kid's having a fucking. I mean, he's out smashing up Langhini's, hammered, absolutely fucking wasted. So
What's the last power puncher that Tank
Well,
has
Jimmy,
faced?
the only thing that raises the question is why was he so desperate to get the rematch clause, and then for him to be the A side, even if he was to lose, like there's at least a part of him that's unsure, like
that's definitely
that's
people
what I like
backing him.
about this is that to me, I don't think Tank is gonna underestimate him. He's gonna try to go in and handle business as best as possible. But to me, Gervonta, he takes a lot of the first few rounds off, and he ends up losing them in my cards, and sometimes in the actual judges' cards too. So if he takes too long to set up his shot. You know, I don't know if what happens with Ryan's speed.
The problem is Ryan's inactive. That's Ryan's big problem. But Tanks, at least Tanks have been slightly active. Neither have been fighting, elite competition, but Tank's been active and Ryan hasn't, and that's gonna be Ryan's big problem. For a fast fight, reflex is always key.
Right.
You need to get rid of the ring rust, and that's always gonna be a problem there because he's had no interim fight. He's had one fight with Goosen, has he? One or two? Maybe one. Two.
He had the fight with that guy from Ghana, and then he fought Fortuna.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But did you guys see what Caleb did with David Benavidez' website? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
I heard that he bought it way back in 2018. He said,
I bet Mirage isn't too happy about that.
Yeah, but he said he bought it back in 2018. I'm like, okay, that's a chess move right there.
It's a good way to sell the fight. Some animosity. Both guys hate each other apparently. But now that fight's a little bit overshadowed by the Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight.
Yeah, and because they haven't been promoting it right.
Well,
who hasn't been promoting it right?
Yeah, they've been promoting it.
Showtime. They have not done anything for the fight. They only did the press conference.
But what else can they? What else? What are you expecting?
What have they done besides the press conference?
So you want to drop pre-fight videos? You gotta wait for that. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, yeah. What else do you need? I mean, you want a whole U.S. tour? It's not that big of a fight.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying at least a couple, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, 1 week?
We're not talking about Mayweather versus Pacquiao or McGregor.
They do the London press conference.
There's no money. There's no money for it. They're lucky it wasn't on a Zoom.
Have the tickets even sold yet?
Oh Lord,
I don't know. I haven't even checked.
It's in Arizona, right?
MGM is
no, it's in Vegas.
Okay, so it's in Vegas, huh?
If it would have been in Arizona, it would have been sold out because they love Benavidez over there. I would know. I'm here.
Have either of them even fought in Vegas before? Plant fought Canelo right in Vegas.
I don't know.
But definitely Benavidez has he fought in Vegas? I don't even know.
I think Benavidez has a chance to be a star because he has a very fan-friendly style. He's got the villain thing going on. I think he has a chance to be a star.
Not fighting once a year.
Exactly.
Right. Only star fight is Canelo.
If
he beat Canelo, then he'd be a star. He wouldn't beat Canelo, but he would elevate his status.
He needs to collect Canelo with some other guys. He has so many fights at 168. He has Charlo, he has Andrade, he has Morale. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, it's so much opportunity, but he's just sitting on his hands fighting fucking
and there's some
David Lemieux.
There's some other guys climbing up the 168 ladder too. That Christian Mabili guy, Gongora.
That was a beast.
Yeah,
Morale, right? Is he at 168?
Morale. Yeah,
I think Benavidez and Morale are two best fighters at 68, but I digress.
I mean, this Plant fight is not a bad fight. The Plant fight, obviously.
No, it's a good fight.
No. Yeah. But after that, we're going to keep thinking about the future. So he has to fight another one of these guys. After Plant, he needs to fight another of this guy. And like Jimmy said, he can't wait it out for another year after Plant. He has to fight again this year.
There you go.
Supposedly, David Benavidez said that he doesn't want Canelo no more. That he wants Bivol.
I don't believe him.
I call BS.
No, hang on. No, you're ignoring him. Let me explain.
He's not.
He's given up on. He's accepted Canelo's not going to fight him, so he's not going to look at him. He's going to move on to other fighters because he doesn't think Canelo wants to fight him. That's the context.
That's what they want to hear.
Translation: he's not hiding at 168 no more.
Don't give him what they want, Benavidez.
Well, he should have been weight.
He was struggling at the weight at 22 years old. He's not going to start.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
He was also
don't worry about it. It's a fact, Mirage.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
So concerned.
Don't worry.
Check this out. Why didn't
it didn't happen?
Check this out. Why didn't David do what Berlanga did and leave and go where he can get the fight? Because he had an opportunity, but he
He wouldn't get the fight. That's the thing. You
made him
false
did it.
premise.
Well,
But
Berlanga's not in the
supposedly
fight yet. Berlanga just got there. We don't know what's going to happen. He's got to fight.
Berlanga will get the
David-
fight because he's
David
a
was
bum.
a free agent.
He'll
He
get
could
the
have did the
fight.
same thing. He could have left.
Yeah, if David would have signed with the Zone, the chances for him fighting Canelo would have risen exponentially.
Bullshit. I say bullshit to that.
I don't believe that at all.
Maybe he had to fight 1 or 2 fights, but after that, then they'll
So
start
you think the reason he hasn't fought him now is because of who he
He's with
signed
the PBC.
Yeah, but
listen, I'm just saying that's one of the reasons it makes the fight harder to get. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get
because Al Heyman had offered him the Jamal Charlo and Benavidez fight, so it's not that they weren't trying. It's just that it wasn't being able to make.
But it was different money structure. With the Zone, it was guaranteed.
Berlanga's not guaranteed to get the fight, but he's putting himself in position.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
difference.
He's
it's not guaranteed, but he's putting himself there.
The PBC money was all off a back end pay per view.
Here's a scenario. Let's say Benavidez goes in there and beats the dog shit out of Caleb Plant, stops him like 7 rounds. Do you guys think Canelo will fight him then or no?
No,
But the thing is, Canelo already has a plan. He's obsessed with the Bivol rematch.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I wasn't even.
Well, I don't know. Ask him. But that's his plan. That's his plan. So is he docking Benavidez by fighting Bivol? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so.
He's fighting light heavyweight.
He said he did say. I saw some post that he said he will fight David Benavidez in 2024. That's what he said.
So he's going to fight him in 34 years of age.
That's not bad, man.
But I mean, I'm never going to call him in. If that's really what he does, I don't agree with it. But if that's really what he does, he's going to go up and fight Bivol again. Going up and fighting Bivol is a tougher fight than Benavidez.
Yeah, I think he'll bring. I
believe that.
Why? Hang on. Is Bivol gonna? Is there a risk of Bivol stopping you? No, he's going to outbox you. Your face is going to be fine. There's a risk of Benavidez hurting.
How do you know that?
Don't tell me. Don't tell me that.
Well, that's your opinion.
He's a tough fight.
No, of course it is. He's broken. He broke
somebody with gas issues like Canelo.
He busted Joe Smith's jaw. I've seen him fucking knock people out. He stopped out. He had Canelo on the ropes, man. It was in the time even the fucking announcer. He stepped. It couldn't be. He beat him. He beat him. Who cares?
Was Canelo hurt?
No, listen. He beat him, but don't start with your fucking wild
When did people last stop somebody?
Oh my fucking god, dude!
Hold on.
He doesn't even lose rounds, man. Just don't start with that shit, dude.
Yeah, you're acting like Benavidez is some fucking monster, man. That he's Mike Tyson. He's a good boxer with a lot of pressure, a lot of volume, but he's not Mike Tyson. You're acting like he's gonna hit Canelo. Canelo's gonna be like, holy shit! I've never been hit like this before. Come on.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
really believes that Benavidez is going to be the first guy that's going to stop Canelo.
It's not about Benavidez compared to Tyson. It's Benavidez versus Bivol, who hasn't stopped anybody in his last 7 fights. He doesn't have now.
Even if he's light heavyweight,
even if he wins every round, if he wins every round, he's not going to hurt you. He's not going to hurt you if he wins every round. That's the point.
Yeah, I'm sure when he knocked out Sullivan Barrera, never been stopped at that time.
He knocked out a 41-year-old 6 years ago, okay?
And what about Joe Smith's jaw he broke?
Hold on.
Joe Smith looked fine.
He broke
his jaw.
But Canelo said in his corner to Reynoso that Bivol had power. I mean, I don't think Bivol can knock him out, but he definitely has power.
He's got power, but he doesn't have killer instinct.
Canelo said it's the hardest he's ever been punched.
Killer instinct.
He doesn't go in there to hurt you. That's the difference. Benavidez goes in there to hurt you. So in that
Benavidez
sense,
will get hit. Trust me. Benavidez will get
No, that's not why. Hey, Mirage, that's not why. That's not why Canelo would rather face Bivol. Obviously, he knows both. He probably will lose to both, in my opinion. But losing to Benavidez will be worse because people are claiming you're ducking this dude. He's in your weight class. And so it would hurt. It would be more damage to your legacy to lose to him. With Bivol, you could say, "Well, I went up in weight and was chasing greatness." But with Benavidez,
I actually think he'll bring Bivol down, but I still think Bivol will beat him again. I think he'll bring him down to 168.
If the fight happens at 168, that's a different story. If he does suck him down,
this is the problem with some
If
people.
he loses to a guy,
think
he's
that
sunken down.
some
That's you
people
know.
think that all boxers. Some people think that all
He wants
boxers
it at
are.
175.
Let Fucho talk, guys.
Yeah, some people think that all boxers behave like Mayweather and these other guys who calculate every fucking possibility, every fight, what can happen.
That's Canelo. His whole career.
No. What are people gonna say? If I lose to this guy, is it worse than if I lose to this other guy?
Yeah.
They don't. No, that's not. Nah, come on.
How do you
Canelo's not
know?
even doing that. Canelo's moving up to.
Canelo's
he moved
done it
up,
his
he
whole
made a mistake
career.
because I don't
You
even
really
think he
don't
should be
think
at like
Canelo
Mayweather.
picks and chooses his opponents? Are you that
But
naive?
that's the thing.
Who has a better resume
Canelo's
than
been
Canelo?
picking
Yeah,
and
exactly.
waiting.
Floyd.
Mirage, who has a better
Dude,
resume than Canelo?
Why would you say Floyd?
Active.
Because I can say, all
Floyd.
right, Sugar Ray
fighter.
Robinson, Sugar Ray
Floyd.
Leonard. Those guys have better resumes than Floyd. Like that's a fucking
I
that's a
thought you compared
retired
Floyd to
fighter.
Canelo, but there's no comparison there.
No, today, fighting today. There's nobody
I
fighting
ain't say
today.
there's
who's got
nobody with a better resume on paper than Canelo.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so but
That's
he's
that's not
calculating,
argument.
He's
There's
making
nothing
a calculation. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's completely.
Hey, but I'll
ridiculous.
say this: nobody fighting today had an opportunity to fight Cotto, Shane Mosley at the end of his career. All these legends that you can build your name off of and become a star. That's how you become a star.
All
Like,
over
you-
30. Go and look at Canelo's resume. All the big names over 35. That's a
Right.
fact.
Right.
Yeah,
Even
okay.
Floyd, who
Were
was
they
over
champions?
35,
Hey,
right?
Mirage, you were talking earlier about the belts. Is there a belt? Were there belts involved?
Of course there was.
Mirage, answer the fucking question.
Hang on.
You don't want to answer the question now.
Benavidez,
You gotta think.
Benavidez' two best wins were guys in mid-30s.
Hey, guys.
Dural and Lemieux. They're both in mid-30s
Hey,
as well.
what do you guys
That's
think
Benavidez.
about
he had to
Billy
fight those
Joe,
guys.
He gets criticized
he
for it. He gets criticized for those fights.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but they were, but they were world champions.
Yeah.
Like the guys over 35 that Canelo was fighting were world champions, the best in their division
Paul
at the time.
Butler's a world champion.
That
Or
one
he
doesn't
was.
matter.
Listen, everybody talks about
That's
Floyd
the best
beating De
in
La
the division,
Hoya.
man. That was
Cotto,
cherry picked.
Everyone,
That was cherry
Cotto,
picked.
Pay-per-view was against Arturo Gatti. Come on,
But
man.
Cotto,
Like,
but
that was a
Cotto,
huge
at,
Yeah.
but Cotto at fucking 36 is better than fucking Paul Butler.
Okay.
Yes, he
I
is.
mean,
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah, but
Cotto
he
was
had
still a
a
36-year-old.
39 when he fought
Listen,
Canelo.
He's still a
and
36-year-old.
remember, everybody was saying he was afraid of. That was the whole thing back then. He doesn't want nothing with slick fighters. He goes and fights Trout and Lara.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And how long ago was that? How long ago was that? How long ago was that?
How long ago was that? Now it's always something.
Yes,
It's always something.
Listen,
ain't done
Never satisfied.
It's exactly, Mirage. That's how long ago. That's how long this dude, since 2013, he's been knocking out and beating world champions. He's lost twice in his whole fucking career, dude, and he's fought champion after champion. Nobody boxing has even come close to his resume. So, dude, just I'm saying, you go along, you know, it's just, it's like, man, I'm arguing like a fucking 7-year-old.
He started at 16. dude.
Throw all this crazy shit
I'm not
around you. It
denying
doesn't
his
matter.
resume is the best
Yeah,
so far,
Mirage is
but
just
it's
a
not
hater,
done.
Yeah, you
No,
are.
it's missing
Yeah, you are.
Benavidez.
You're saying belittling it.
It's missing
you're saying that
Benavidez,
one
that's
thing,
why.
they're all fucking old bums and they were cherry picks, and it's like, oh,
No,
come
I mean,
on,
you
man.
do the same
Putting
thing
in
for Floyd.
perspective,
It comes with the territory, Jimmy.
I'm putting it in perspective that it's been very crafted, meticulously, expertly, and it's deceiving on the surface. If you dig underneath it, they're old guys.
How can you say that? By the time he was, by the time he was
They were
fucking
coming
David
off bad luck.
Benavidez, is that
Mirage,
how many world champions did he fight?
it's a complete opposite. If you start dissecting his record, you're actually gonna fight pretty good. You're
So Callum
turning it
Smith-
upside
hang
down.
on.
You're turning it upside down, man. You actually look
He
at
won
what he
two
has done.
belts. He won 2 belts from Callum Smith, the guy who
Callum
was
Smith would
pretty
still
much-
be better than anybody
Can I
beating
talk?
Benavidez
He's a
fought.
nobody.
he got beaten up by John Ryder twice,
Oh my god.
and he had 1 month camp. So
Hey, what is Callum Smith doing right now in his
Mirage is a
division right
fucking
now?
emotional
He's been
hipster. Let's
growing
be
up.
real.
I'm talking facts, baby. All
All right,
hard.
listen, you know what? No, hold on, guys,
Dude, no, dude, it's not triggering, dude. It's not triggering. When you sit there and you just call something a fact that's not a fact, it's dude, it's fucking
Jimmy,
sad.
he's
You
acting like
shouldn't
the
do it,
LDBC.
dude.
Listen, he's acting like the LDBC. Everything's a fact. Everything's a fact. But anyways, Mirage, we're gonna move on because this is exactly what I don't want. You know, another Benavidez.
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
debate.
We've got 100 different channels to listen to him do that. Go to Ring. He's did it for 3 hours one night.
Yeah. All right. Let's move
It's
on.
just gets old.
What else do we have here? You guys want to talk about Tommy Fury
what about
versus
this weekend's
Jake
picks?
Paul?
Oh yeah. Who you guys got?
All right.
I got Matisse and Majin Buu or whatever his name is.
Makabu.
Yeah, Makabu.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna stop him too, man. I don't know.
I think I got Matisse by decision. And I got I think it might end up being a draw between Badu Jack and Makabu.
Wait a minute, is this the Matisse from fucking 10 years ago?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
No.
Not Matisse, Lucas.
Or something like
Matias.
Argentina?
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Ponce.
Hey, that guy was a beast at one time.
Yeah, at one time, but not now. That's why when somebody is like, what?
Can I just read a super chat here? Just quickly, a super chat from Real Boxing
Matisse
TV.
is not the same as Matias. Matisse is not the same as Matias. This is a totally different last name.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, Jimmy.
That dude has a cold, hard look on his face. Like he's got no emotion.
Yo. He already killed somebody, didn't he?
All right, guys.
Yeah, he killed somebody.
All right.
He looked like he killed somebody.
Go on.
Sorry, my mic's low. Very low. Real Boxing TV, thank you for your contribution. He says BDA versus Mirage, round 25. Exactly. It has to end at some point. Always the same shit.
I should get 50% cut from these super chats.
Yeah, exactly.
I think,
because it's very entertaining. It's very entertaining.
Hey, that man.
It's very
donated,
entertaining.
that's me. Don't forget, bro.
You're delusional.
We'll talk business
it's
later.
boring as fuck. It's boring, man. It's
Hey, that man.
Hey, it's boring, but you got $2 out of it. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
what's up.
Oh, thank you. I'll give you double it. But anyways, Matias and
Suriel Matias, I think, stops him within 9 rounds. Ponce is undefeated. He's got a 60% KO ratio. He's got like 30 fights, 20 knockouts. Matias, he's got all knockouts, and he avenged his lone loss against Petros Anayan. And curiously, like all of Suriel Matias' knockouts, none of them have been KOs, like one punch. They're all TKOs or retired on the stool, or referee has thrown in the towel, or like the doctor stoppage. The last 4 have mostly been against, I think, defeated fighters, but then like the doc steps in ever since he KO'd that, he killed that dude.
Yeah.
And those guys have been like undefeated. This guy's also undefeated, but the thing with Matias is like he'll pepper you with heavy shots throughout the whole fucking fight until you fucking end up in a bloody pulp.
Both guys throw defense out the window, so
Yeah, they
entertaining.
Well, Matias throws defense out the window, yeah, and maybe the other guy too. I don't think he's physically strong. He's 5'11". He gets manhandled a lot of times when he gets punched, he gets ragdolled because like when he holds his guard up, he's not that strong, but he's a good
Ponce,
fighter.
I thought I saw him get dropped by a body shot. He's vulnerable there, right?
Ponce drops fools with body shots. I don't know if he's been himself.
I thought I saw a highlight. I thought it was him. People were showing their highlights.
He's the one that dropped. Who did he fucking fight on TV recently? Louis Ritson. He dropped Ritson with the body shot.
No homo, but Ponce, he's thick. You know, he's a big boy. Like looks like he's carrying.
He's skinny, man. He's 5'11".
He's actually kind of
skinny.
No, his bone structure. He's a big dude.
He's like
when he covers up and takes punches, he gets ragdolled all over the place. That's what I saw. I don't see him as a strong fighter.
He's got stamina though.
Tough, but
I
think Matias walks through him in fucking 9-10 rounds.
Subriel throws straight punches though. That's his benefit. I see he throws pretty accurate shots. You know, he turns them over.
He turns that left over.
And he's got good balance.
Shots, he keeps coming. He takes punches, but he'll land more than what he throws.
Ponce, his jab, he throws the jab, but it's not that good. It doesn't look that good to me. And I wish
looping.
Yeah,
he throws looping shots.
Yeah, he throws looping shots.
The Argentinians, bro, that's how they fight. Like Maidana, and you know they have that looping style. I think Batista was actually Argentinian also.
Yeah, him, Madonna.
I mean,
it's like they try to club you. They're trying to club you.
they try to club you. But the thing I like about my Donna is that he got with a trainer that sharpened him up. You know, when he got with that guy, I forgot his name. I can't believe I forgot his name. He's a great trainer. He just started using his jab. Yeah, he started using the jab. Robert Garcia. He started using the jab brilliantly. He started using defense. I'm like, whoa, this is like a new Maidana. He was still Maidana, but he looked like almost completely different to a certain degree because he added new wrinkles to his game. That's what these Argentinians need. They need some American trainers because they got the stamina, they got the will to fight, they got the determination, they got the punchy power.
Yeah, they're always strong, man. They're always strong, and they pull a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, everybody's different. We can't just say, okay, all Argentina fighters are like cookie cutter. They're all identically the same.
No, I'm just saying that, you're bringing in a guy from Argentina, you better be on your P's and Q's.
How come Brazil doesn't produce more great fights? Like, they're bordered with each other, and they like MMA. They're good at that combat sport. So why don't they produce more boxers?
They're into judo. They're into
jiu-jitsu. They're into steroids, man. They're usually hot and dirty.
Damn.
Damn. So they got a lot of great athletes over there. You would think they would produce more boxers.
But they do. They have a great boxer. They had a great boxer in Edford Joffrey. He was a great bantamweight, and they had another guy. What's his name? He was a super featherweight. Forgot what's his name, but he was a great. Yeah, he was.
El Cofre was good, and I know who you're talking. We were talking about Freitas just recently.
Freitas.
Imagine.
Freitas.
Yeah,
he's a soccer player.
Imagine if the Brazilians were crazy about boxing, because they got that Indian African blood. Like, they could do a lot of damage. Just saying.
Yeah, they're into mixed martial arts, and they're into
jiu-jitsu.
They're into rodeo,
jiu-jitsu and soccer.
Right.
They're into like the rodeo stuff. Like they're fucking. They ride bulls and all that shit. Just like Filipinos, man, they're into billiards and shooting darts and boxing, English. They all got their sports.
For real,
man.
they do. They do play pool like a mug.
Yeah, it's true. Mexicans are into boxing,
soccer.
I went to a Brazilian steakhouse. That shit was delicious. I know that's off topic, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but but they had for a little bit. They had Patrick Teixeira. When he upset dude over there at PBC now.
Oh, yeah, I was surprised. What's his name?
That dude was Brazilian. I didn't know.
The guy.
Yeah, the guy that was supposed to fight fucking Charlo, but Charlo went MIA. Just recently, who did he beat? He beat Jesus Christ, dude! Freaking
the guy that Charlo
Juan Macias. Yeah, I forgot his name. The guy that
Dominican cat. He's a Dominican.
The Dominican cat. Yeah, he punches hard.
Yeah.
He's
talking about
right?
Carlos Adames.
Carlos Adames, right.
That dude was the boogeyman.
Yeah, Teixeira beat him, and for a little bit they had a champion.
The fuck was that?
I don't know, man. Someone's trying to contact Mars or something.
Yeah, that's a good fight, man. I wonder who's on the undercard too.
Joseph Adorno versus that Rodriguez kid from the Dominican Republic. That's going to be a good fight. Joseph Adorno.
Elvis
Rodriguez, yeah. Joseph Adorno is low key a very good fighter. His fight versus Jermaine Ortiz was an excellent fight. I thought it was a really good fight. That went underrated. That went unnoticed.
He got hurt like 5 different times in that fight. Both.
Oh, crazy!
It was a great fight.
Yeah, he dropped Jermaine twice, and the second time he busted his nose and he was in the ropes.
Oh, really? I'm gonna rewatch that fight today. It was a good fight. I don't recall ever watching it.
Yeah, definitely look at it.
Yeah, but I think that Joseph Adorno, he was with Top Rank. I'm like, man, they let him go. They let him go too. But I think he'll be fighting. He might. Who knows? The winner of this fight might be fighting him. The winner of Subriel Matias versus Ponce.
Yeah, that Subriel I got a real good look. Like I don't know, 2 days ago, I went in and reviewed his fights, man, against Malik Hawkins, and for some reason, I don't like looking at the data, Chef. I don't even know if it's up online because he killed that dude. Nobody wants to like really look at that.
Yeah, no
it's
one
like
wants
you
to.
know. When somebody like gets like a real good knockout and they fucking all of a sudden that person dies, you don't never see that person contend for like knockout of the year. Like when that dude killed that other guy, Conwell.
Yeah.
You never saw that. They never get rewarded for that shit.
Dude, rewarded is fucking morbid, bro.
Yeah,
that's morbid. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
That's why I'm not too mad when some of these guys be getting pulled out of fights. I mean, if you die, you still lose. They're gonna put that L on your record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Probably
don't know
better
what
to,
people
like,
wanted
split
to
the
see
fight another
in
day.
El Bronco. And fucking Lara versus that one kid from England. I mean, yeah, that was a good thing they threw in the towel because fucking Bronco Lara had just got one of the best KOs in 2022 against another Mexican that hurt him to the body.
Right.
Motherfucking Lara almost killed his ass.
Yeah, you saw the way he was laid over his leg. That was weird. That was bad. That's why I was like, man, chill out with that. Oh, he could have won the fight. I'm like, stop.
Nah, his neck snapped back. That was, his head hit straight back. That was danger.
I mean, you could tell by that fight that Lara's punches was more impactful because even when he tried to fight him in the inside, Lee would try to grab.
Lee Wood was always 1 or 2 punches away from getting knocked out. From what I saw,
that's what I think too.
And then
but I like Lee Wood, though. He's a tough fight, man.
Lee Wood always fought like that. Like when Jazza Dickens knocked him out, he beat him on point, same shit. He was always out on his feet the whole fucking fight.
As much as I hate Ben Davison, he did the right thing.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Bro, could you believe it? That was Davidson's first loss in 6 years as a fucking trainer. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Could have been last year against Catterall.
Yeah, that's true. But
you got away with that one. So
yeah, official. But what was I about to say? I think that the Ring IQ. When I was listening to the Ring IQ, they made it seem like he was absolutely schooling him. But when I watched it for myself, I was like, it wasn't like that. I think he was ahead a bit. He was ahead a bit.
Yeah, it was close. I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was schooling him.
Yeah, like one round in it.
Now, Lee Wood landed some good, clean, accurate shots, but Laura just ate him. I don't know. He just ate him. Man. It was crazy.
And his jab, Laura's jab was landing too. So I never thought that.
I think Laura's one fight away from disaster as well because he'll fight somebody that style and get knocked the fuck out because he can't keep taking punishment like that with that style.
Yeah, but he's dangerous as hell until it happens.
Yeah, man.
Let's be real. People just have Chavez had a donkey head, bro. He could eat punches. Some people are built like that. They can just eat that shit.
But they got a chin. That's why they fight like that.
Yeah, didn't he get stopped to the body before? Was it his body shot? He got stopped when early in his career.
I think so. Yeah, they say he quit. Is it the second, third round? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's always because even in the Wood fight, I thought a couple of times he got hit to the body. He didn't like it, but I don't think Wood did that well. In all honesty,
but you could see his face was swelling. Lee Wood's nose was already broken. It looked to me.
Yeah.
And he wasn't breathing right.
That rematch. No way.
Dude, he took a beating. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Your boy Wood took a beating, and if you were rooting for him,
you're not hearing me disagreeing with that. You know,
it took those type of fights take years off your career. Like you're never gonna be the same. I know people are saying rematch, but there's no need for a rematch.
No way.
He does have a rematch clause. Technically, he does.
Yeah, but same thing with that Neary guy. The guy that Neary fought. Azat took years off his career the way he fought.
Oh yeah. Well, he retired though. Azat retired right after that.
He did? Sure. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Who? Crazy A? No.
Yeah, he was
Crazy
right
A.
after that.
I didn't hear.
I didn't hear anything either. But
I think he
retired. My opinion on that fight, I think Neary's kind of been elevated. Like it was a good fight, it was a good beef, but there was things in play there that made it that way. The kid's smaller than Neary. He doesn't. I mean, I think he hit Neary hard enough that Neary wasn't really fearing his power.
No.
And this kid came in all night with his head on a fucking straight line.
Right.
If you go back and watch it, dude, just all night. He couldn't just. It was crazy, but it was handmade. It was a perfect style for Neri to pick apart like that, and he was able to take the kid's punches. I'm just saying, I need to see another good fight against a different type of fighter before I go saying I've changed my opinion because of a few things I've seen from him in the past. I just want to say that.
Neri?
Okay.
Yeah. You talking about Neri?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good because it was a stoppage, but you can see that you can't keep fighting like that. You're gonna end up.
No, against somebody,
on
like
opposite
Jimmy
side
said,
of the
against
beating.
somebody else, it's gonna be a different story.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was tailor made in a way, and
Right.
Neri wasn't
I don't think
even
there's-
scared of the power.
I
at
don't
all.
think there's any standout in that division right now. No standout fighter.
126,
Yeah,
right?
Well, that's
He
120.
touches too.
Wait,
That's
what's
what-
122 or 126?
It's 122 because he called out Fulton. After that, he called out the winner of Fulton anyway. He said, I want the winner of that fight.
Really?
I hope he gets that. He's been calling him out.
You know
He's
who
gonna
else
get
moved up? You know who else moved 122? Casemiro. He's moved up to 122 as well. So I would love to see him, Casemiro get a good fight.
Man,
Filipino fans are always
I wish
bitching
that
about him and Inoue.
WBO didn't do that and
Yeah.
get
If
home
it wasn't for Casemiro getting stripped out of the belt, he would have fought in a way, and that would have been
that would have been a more triumphant undisputed fight.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
But he's at 122 now, so they can still do that fight.
Well, I mean, whoever wins between Inoue and Fulton has to go versus MJ, to get undisputed right away, So I mean, he might have to wait.
People don't want that. They want Inoue, but they don't want.
I think Inoue got options.
I think Inoue will stop Fulton.
All I'm saying is that Casemiro,
Maybe.
whoever wants to fight him,
maybe not.
fight him. Luis Neri versus Casemiro, whoever else is here. I think someone else. There's a couple other
I
guys.
think all those guys are food. Neri, those guys, they're all food for that Inoue kid.
Wait, have we seen
Those
Inoue
food.
at 122?
122, no, not
Exactly. I
not
don't
yet.
understand
but
this. I mean,
I have to wait. I have to wait and see him at 122. That's why.
like, he's moving a lot of weight divisions at this point. I mean, if he moves to 122, how many divisions is that?
It's going to be a sport weight division. It's going to be a sport weight.
Fifth, I think, right?
I mean,
you already become
in
a
those
four?
weight classes is not that
Yeah.
hard.
If he wins,
but
he'll be a
the divisions on that side below
It's all
featherweight,
relative
like
to the
too
size.
close apart.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's
like
a few
going
pounds.
from
But-
like
but-
147 to 154. That's a big jump.
Yeah, you could be a flyweight and you could be a cheeseburger away from being a super bantamweight.
Right, I agree with that. But is there a reason why these weight divisions are so close in pounds? Is it because
because of competition?
It's because the guys are so small. They don't have that kind of weight to separate them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like 4 pounds, 118 pound kid is a big thing. It's like 7 pounds to 154 pounder.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I
muscle
saw.
mass
as it is.
Yeah, it's all relative. It's all relative.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I want to know where they found grown ass men that small.
Yeah. It sucks for them because I heard that those guys. I don't know. Never mind. But
they live longer.
Yeah, they live longer. Ed for Joffrey, he lived all the way up to I think 70 something years old before he passed away last year. But
he was 72.
Huh?
He was 72 years old.
70
I thought
something.
it was in his 90s. Wasn't he in his 90s?
Yeah.
Like 92?
No, because
Ed Joffrey fought like way back, like what in the 60s or something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that fool was like 90, man.
He was? Wow.
Maybe 80s, I think, right?
Maybe late 80s. But
Those small
definitely-
guys can crack though, bro. They break jaws in gyms and bust ribs. I mean, I've seen them. Those fight big guys in the gym and kick their ass. I mean, they can crack. Guys like Juan Manuel Marquez, they moved up. Juan Manuel moved up to 147. He was at 122 fighting Pacquiao, or 126.
Yeah, we have a lot of nutrition.
Nah, that's 130.
Nah, that Pacquiao 147 too.
Actually, I think his brother hit harder than Juan Manuel Marquez. Rafael Marquez
Rafa,
hit
yeah, they
harder.
were fighting
Rafael
at.
Marquez,
That was
yeah.
Rafa and Israel Vasquez are like smaller, but they can crack, man. Those guys,
Underrated rivalry.
Yeah,
bro.
he was 86. Like,
you go in the gym, they have to spar bigger guys because that's where the sparring is at. They actually spar, bigger men in the gyms.
And what I like about those divisions is that they don't have the luxury of waiting it out and marinating a fight. They have to fight each other right away.
Oh yeah, they were always fighting. Like I remember these guys, Paulie Ayala, Johnny Tapia. They had to fight to get the main card.
Right.
HBO and stuff.
Exactly.
And then Eric Morales was always fighting on undercards, and he was fighting tough competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they have to fight those tough fights to finally get the main event. Now it's the zone, but you get the picture. Did anybody see that Scrappy Ramirez guy last night? The little small kid.
I heard he fought, but I don't have the zone, so I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he look average. He's another small guy.
He kind of sucks.
Huh? No, but I think he's being overhyped. He's being overhyped because he knocked the guy out through the ropes.
Out the ring, yeah.
Yeah. Now they're trying to. Oh shoot, he must be this. But he's still developing. He's still learning. He's not what they think he is. He could become good or great, but he's not there yet. He only has 11 fights.
Well, yeah, those guys, they need a name. Like, Bam is the name right there. Like, Choco, he kept those lower weights alive for the past, 10 years?
And now, I think, anyway, it was funny because they were supposed to fight, but they said that they said that Anyway didn't have a big enough name in the U.S., so they didn't fight. Yeah, Choco and they were supposed to fight. Choco and Anyway.
But I had a friend tell me, "Oh man, Choco should go fight anyway." I'm like, dude,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they were interested in fighting Chocolatito. Back then, he was still young.
Earlier, y'all were talking about Benavidez and going after Canelo. I don't know if anybody mentioned this, but Jose Benavidez Sr. said that they're not really interested in pursuing Canelo anymore. They're kind of going after Bebo now.
That sounds like
we talked about it.
We already talked about that, yeah.
Okay, my bad. Back to
it's okay. Don't get Mirage fucking talking about Benavidez again. Fuck, we had enough.
That's actually a good thing because they were sounding a little desperate. Whether they decide to call him out or not, maybe they still get the fight. But if you keep calling him out, what's Canelo gonna do? He's gonna talk shit upon you like he did Demetrius Doodle Andrade. Like motherfucker sounding desperate. So it's not a good thing.
Are you saying it's gonna make it worse?
What do you guys feel? Oh,
go ahead. You're supposed to call the guy with all the belts in your division. That doesn't make any sense.
But you've been calling him out for a fucking year, man, and it sounds a little desperate.
Yes, he should.
Point in time.
Yeah, hey, what do you think about Billy Joe Saunders versus Boo Andre?
Exactly. Like, this is boxing. You're supposed to call out the champion, especially unless you don't want to see the fight.
Has it really been making a difference?
All right, let's.
Well, yeah, it's not his fault. Canelo has no interest in fighting him. He's got a lot of.
He's scared. Here we go. No. We're not gonna. No, I don't want to hear.
Yeah, I've been hearing that Billy Joe Saunders might be fighting Boo Andre.
Man,
you open up a hornet's nest.
Have you guys talked about the big fight? Have you made picks for tomorrow's Paul Fury fight yet? Or not?
That's Sunday. That's Sunday.
Big fight.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, I was on here and I told you Paul would get ranked, and nobody believed me. I said, "What? He's gonna get a rank?
Paul's gonna knock out Fury, and they're gonna disappoint this motherfucker."
I'm surprised so many people are picking Paul. Paul's favorite. I'm surprised.
Seriously. Yeah, he's gonna get
it. He can actually fight a little bit. Fury's the Fury brother. He's a pretty boy. He's not a real fighter.
Dude, and the WBC made a belt for it. He's gonna get a belt.
What do you expect? I mean, these guys are gonna. Yeah.
But I've actually seen.
That's just so the belt commission they can get paid.
I've actually seen the Fury guy. He's got decent footwork, but I don't know.
God.
Yeah,
he's got. He's gonna gas out quickly.
Exactly. I can't see Jake Paul boxing for 12 rounds, dude. He's about
It's 8 rounds. It's 8 rounds. It's 8 rounds.
Fury's got all those muscles. He's gonna gas out. Not Jake
Fury
Paul.
has
Jake Paul probably
he
last
has
longer than him.
a good left hook to the
It's
body.
not
It's not a
12
great left
rounds.
hook, but he's not. He dropped a few people with that left hook to the body, and he can mix it up. So I don't know. I think he might stop Jake Paul. To be
I got
honest,
Jake Paul.
What
Look,
the-
Jake Paul's
what
people
is
are not
Jake Paul,
stupid. They're
man?
not gonna
I
make a
think Jake
fight.
Paul
They don't
is-
think he can win.
Yeah, but it's not a guarantee what they think. It's not a guarantee. I think they're underestimating Fury. I got Fury by points.
So you have to realize Jake Paul is not a regular citizen like some of these other boxers coming up.
What do you mean,
He
regular
has a lot. He has a lot of money, so he can afford the best trainers, the best
Yeah, I know.
nutritionists, all that stuff.
But there's still limitations even to
and,
that. I mean,
and he's been
you
doing
look
it for 5 years, so he actually
He's
probably
not
has more
good.
experience.
He's not a
I
good.
mean, he's better. Than Fury's not good either. Fury's trash.
Yeah, but Fury's better than Jake Paul, in my opinion. Just
We'll see.
technically.
I got Jake Paul.
Fury's
Dude,
been fighting
in
since
boxing,
he was a
like
kid.
it should
He was a
work a
kid.
certain way. You should be progressing. Like you should be getting better.
Hey,
And
one thing
like
I
we're gonna
gotta
say
say, people-
Canelo's getting better. Canelo's only gonna get worse, right? But have you seen any improvement from Jake Paul? Like, has he really improved since he knocked out a basketball player? Like, come on.
But you have to, yes, actually he has, because the guy he just knocked out, Anderson Silva, people actually thought Silva was lying. Like,
knocked out. He needed knocked
yeah,
out.
yeah, they did. Because Silva knocked out Chavez Senior.
Silva
Junior?
looked like he
Are
didn't
you
train.
kidding me?
He was gassed by the third round.
If Paul
I
didn't
mean, you
knock
can
out
say
Eddie
that, but he did knock out Chavez Junior, who's a real boxer.
Yeah, that was a year earlier.
That
I
guy
think,
who
18
never
months
trains. I mean, that guy. He's so pathetic. I mean, come
Exactly.
on,
He don't
man.
even train.
He don't
Bro,
even
yeah,
train.
you got to be trained to be a fighter. I don't think Anderson Silva was training like it was, a title shot. Like, come on.
48.
I think Jake Paul has reached a level
Yeah,
where
there
he
you go.
beats
He was
like
15 years
amateur
old.
fighter level type dudes.
Bro,
But why
I
are
think
you
that's what
saying
Fury's at.
Chavez Jr. Training Chavez Jr. is doing. He's doing some fucking weird catwalk fucking shit with some interesting
heels.
clothing. Yeah,
He was wearing high heels and blue hair.
Dude, he's
Fucking
getting
I got a
robbed in
hot take. I got a hot take.
Tijuana and
I got a hot
drinking
take, bro.
stupors. He's not fighting.
I got a hot take.
Yeah, he's in
I
rehab
think
right
Jake Paul
now.
has a better resume than Tommy Fury.
He does.
Tommy Fury's been fighting dudes that have negative records, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, but can you? I mean, I agree with that. So I mean, you forget about both guys' records, because what's the record? Jake Paul? Who did he fight?
Technically, they're both not real fighters.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Jake
So
Paul-
I
Jake
don't
Paul
think we
has-
can look at the records
Yeah,
and then, oh, well, this guy has a better record.
Neither,
Both of them don't have
neither
records.
fighters fought any ranked contender, any ranked journeyman, and
But
nothing.
only one
None
of them has fought an actual boxer, a pro boxer. And that's not fucking Jake Paul.
Yeah, what are we talking about? They
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah,
fought.
it's true.
The thing is,
like
Tommy
any
doesn't
boxer.
really look progressive.
Even bums, they're still pro boxers, even if they're bums. better
Yeah,
than a
you're
fucking
right
pro
about that.
basketballer.
But
What the fuck?
how did they
Even
make
my
him
guy-
prove,
Jake
though?
Paul made his name.
How much does Tommy learn
And
to? he
Jake
fought,
Paul beat that
no,
guy. That beat that guy.
Tommy Tomato Can.
Don't underestimate who they'll put on TV or who they'll put on to fight you, bro. They'll
Oh
get
yeah,
anybody.
it's a circus. Like he's already talking about fighting Nate Diaz after this, who's not a boxer. So you're gonna fight everybody
He
who's
will.
not a
He
boxer.
will. That's
That's what
a
he
great
is.
fight for Jake Paul. That's a great fight for Jake Paul.
That's a great fight
I
too. I
like
think
that
that's
fight.
entertaining.
I think this fight is 50-50.
I don't.
because
He's not
both
gonna fight
fighters
Nate
can
Diaz.
out.
Nate Diaz will kill him. That dude
No,
can
man.
fight.
You can say the same thing about the Brazilian.
Bro,
I
look,
don't know,
look.
man.
Have you seen Nate Diaz jog? That's
No,
what can barely
he's a
walk.
boxer. He trains in
Nate Diaz
boxing.
can barely talk these days, okay, let alone fight.
So he's always talking
Yeah,
about that, to be
and
fair.
and
That's
he-
his
he's
lingo. He's from Southern
an MMA style boxer is not a boxer. So he may box
So
at
he
MMA, but that
fights
doesn't
in
mean him
boxing,
Past their
He
prime
does-
on top of that, and past their prime. Come on.
Nate Diaz
No,
is
but
always
they
top
do.
of the list.
They box.
Jake Paul's
he
got
sounds
better
more
hands than a lot of
retarded.
these MMA fighters.
Anybody can go boxercise in a
sounds
fucking
retarded.
gym. Doesn't mean you're a boxer. He boxes for his speciality in MMA. Somebody who boxes
No,
in
they
MMA is
stand
not a
up. They
boxer.
go spar different. They sparred a lot of professionals in California. They're known in different gyms for
and
doing
they've
boxing.
never accomplished anything off that. So who cares?
But when Jake Paul fights him, it'll be a real fight. Like I think that'll be a
We'll
real
see.
fight.
We'll see.
He's
I
still
got
not a
Jake
boxer.
knocking out
Though.
Nate
I'm
Diaz.
saying he's still not.
Apparently,
man.
Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, they signed a new contract now, and if Fury wins, he gets double his
Rematch
pay.
clause.
Double or
Yeah.
nothing, right?
Double
Something
or
like
nothing.
that.
he gets
It's
his
not
whole
even a
paycheck.
good idea, because what if it
That
goes to
sounds fake.
decision?
It's all show, bro.
If you watch the interview, If you watch the press conference,
that's
Tommy
marketing.
Fury was not interested in taking that deal. His dad had to
Well,
jump.
I wouldn't be either
take
because
it.
I don't trust the fucking judges. I don't trust the referee.
Yeah, it's a dumb.
I don't trust the referee.
dumb
Man.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, but that's not real. That's marketing. That's all
I think they plan on going.
They
on this
signed it.
ticket,
I
but
just saw a
we'll see.
picture that they had a lawyer. I mean, maybe it's fake. I mean, who knows, right? But
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Yeah, I
piece of
think
paper.
it's fake, Bucho.
That
Sorry,
might
just-
that might have
reminds
the
me,
local McDonald's
yo.
menu order. You know, who cares?
Yeah, that reminds me of when everybody was placing bets on that Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson fight, and they acted
Oh my
like
God.
there was going to be a winner when it was obvious that there was going to be no win. Like that was
yeah,
a draw
it's
at
one
the
of
end.
those fights. Yeah, no, they're not gonna. Yeah,
That fight's gonna be a draw. The Fury and
could be.
Jake
Could
Paul.
be.
Yeah, it's going to be a draw.
Yeah.
Got money on a draw.
Well, it's still for
Both-
ranking. He's going to be
both
ranked.
people will
so.
save face. Both people will save face by that. They can go and
Yeah,
continue
there's too
their
much
own
at stake
fucking life.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bounce. I'm gonna bounce now.
Alright.
It's been almost hours. You guys can stay in chit chat if you want. All right. See ya. Thank you for
Take it easy.
joining.
Cheers.
See you later, Bucho.
See ya. All right, everybody in the chat. Time to go, but I want to thank all of you for being on the show and everybody who donated. And I guess we'll be having a post-fight show after the Jake Paul fight, so we can also talk about that. So yeah, Sunday show then. Stay tuned for the Sunday show, and don't forget to hit the like button and join us on Discord. Not the link that says join the panel, but the other link that's at the bottom of the description. Actually, I'm gonna post it now. That's our main Discord group, so you guys can jump in and talk boxing 24/7. All right. Have a good night. See ya.